Alrighty then. Part two, Quantum Show, following the threads. Okay, as usual, sharing those links to join the show once I get a link. Part one was not. Okay, here we go. Not very high energy. It's hot in here. Hit like, share. Okay. All right, cool. That works. Got sound. Getting the link. Got link. Show me live chat. Going to Facebook and I can share a screen, but can't. But there's no sound, so no video sharing. Everybody's awake, so people are online at my place. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. All right, that will work. I'm expecting the people to show up. Got a few people coming in. Following the threads. Yes. I want to know what is weird. And going to Twitter. Sorry, lots of dead air. This is set up and link tossing. Seren tweeted. I still like Marina. Okay, Twitter is out there. That was, I don't know if you heard that. That was my, all right. I got nobody here. That's okay. I got nobody here for following the threads part two quite yet, but that's all right. Okay, that's fine. All right, following them threads. Now I wanted to get into some other stuff on this part. Yep, the ghost was busted, not a ghost. The guy said, not my friend, but my friend's friend, who who the name is on the account, doesn't understand networking. How there are so many levels to it, and you just gather more and more data, and if some of that data changes, it can be reconstructed. So yeah, it well, how do I get out of here? Comments. Okay. Yeah, it was a network hack. The ghost at my buddy's house, network hack, not ghostly. There was no feeling. Now there is some anomalous things going on. The remote falling off, the glass breaking, the pan getting knocked off. Those were anomalous. Okay. But the TB is not anomalous. It's only anomalous if you don't understand networking. it was a hack. Um, they're not. They don't know how to do the security. I just got this phone a month ago. There's no way it could be hacked. What kind of security are you running? Stock? Forget it. He's found you. They're in. It's been going on for 2 months. He replaced his phone 1 month ago. That's a level that has been changed. Once and they all they had to do is reconstruct, connect the dots from here to here, right? You got server, client, phone, client, server. Okay. Server, where all the actual data moves. Client, the server that it talks to like a switch, right? Then you have the phone. This is the tower, the level 2. Then you have the phone. And the phone, and then you have everything else, okay? They found the phone, or they found the phone because these two have adequate security. Weak point is his phone. All kinds of silly apps, all kinds of posting to social media. Trace IP is all you need to do to find your phone, and you can go right to it. And if you don't have all your ports secured, somebody's going to get in, and they can rearrange things on this level. When they get in here, they got an open door to the next level up, and they can make changes to your network connectivity. Okay. He's like, this doesn't make a lick of sense to me. I'm like, dude, I took network security and network hardware and all that stuff. It makes sense to me. You don't know the methodology behind it. And he's like, well, I changed the password. Did you change it on? How did you change the password? Explain to me the process. He's like, well, I went to the account. How did you go to the account? On the phone that's been compromised, the phone they're already listening to and watching. They got it again, and they're back in. That's why it's so hard to get all these antivirus things. Okay, yeah, you are here, and I have sent you the join up link, Joe, on Facebook Messenger. Click the link. Come on in. It's on Facebook Messenger. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? Things sound okay because I'm using microphone. I'm using a different setup today. I'm not using my phone. I can actually refer to my phone now, right? I'm using a webcam and microphone. And it's the worst setup ever, but it's better than just using a phone. The headset is going to the sound system I have plugged into my sound card. So, yeah, Joe, I've got a link to you and to Shadow on Facebook. But yeah, not a ghost, right? All right. Now, something I can talk about before everybody shows up is why was I bringing that up? Oh, yeah. One other way I know it wasn't a ghost was because Xena told me there's nothing here. And I misinterpreted it at the time. I thought she said there's nothing bad here. No, it was just there's nothing here because there's nothing there. And now the anomalous activity, I do believe that there's something there, but it's so small and trace that it's not an issue. And she's been active lately. She's been talking to me a lot lately. Okay, I'm getting zero feedback from here. Oh, let me get my monitor going. See? Monitoring the show on here. And I can actually do this part 2. Yes. Don't need it up. Okay. Yeah, speaker's already turned off, so yeah. That's a Twi'lek. I met her. I met her at the convention that I went to. So all I'm doing is monitoring the show. I need another. Something told me to get that other tripod. Dang it! It would have been better. Okay. Alrighty then. Yes, I am live, and I have me and Joe here. It's been 10 whole minutes. I think I sound okay. Yeah. All right. Good. I'm glad. I'm having to speak up, but that's okay. All right. Well, I don't need this running over here. I can use the chat, but I don't need it. Yes. Yes. The Wookiee makes noises. The Wookiee makes noises. Let me. This is another technical operation, but hold on. It's one of those electronic masks. Yes, the Wookiee makes noises. That's the kid's mask. I have not found an adult size one yet. Because when I do, there's going to be some Bigfoot sightings around my neighborhood. I'm going to put it on and walk over by the river. Oh, I'm all twisted. Okay. I got it because I was ever going to see another one, and I'm so glad I did. Okay. Yeah. I thought I killed my show for a minute there. When you do see another one, snag it. They're awesome. They're so much fun. And it looks great in the video. I mean, it's a face. It's a Wookiee face. It's cool. But yeah. Buddy's house, not haunted. It was a hack, and I cussed the cameras out, and the TV all but cussed me out. And it was they didn't understand it, and he wants it to be him, right? And okay, there is still now just because I say it's not actively haunted doesn't mean I don't think he should bury the ashes like he needs to. Okay. He definitely needs. Okay. Here is Joe. I was on the wrong window.
Hi.
You
Oh
there?
no. I
Oh,
was having problems with this old computer.
oh, okay. Well, it seems to be working great. You're coming in very crisp and clear. Sound and
Excellent.
video. Were you using a phone before?
No, previous times I was using my laptop. Oh,
Okay.
you mean just now? No, this was the same stupid computer. Uh, I just had to tell it to quit using Wi-Fi and use the wire.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that will bottleneck your signal going both ways. Okay. You saw the first hour?
Yes, sir. Most of it.
Okay. Following the threads, part one. That was the thread that was when I was talking about following the threads and
Mhm.
what happened yesterday. I met someone in the parking lot at
Yeah,
Walmart totally
those
randomly.
ladies. Mm.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
one lady. The artist person, yeah, she's who I went to go see, so I thought, and it was not her I was there to see. It was Elle. Something just told me, don't go to Kroger, go to Walmart. I was like, Walmart, meow. Went and the thing played out. So haven't heard from her yet. She actually said to me, let's get coffee. I'm like, hey, coffee, you're literally speaking my language. And it was nice. It was nice.
How is everybody tonight? I can't see them.
Well, we have Blue Chicken in the chat, and that is all so far.
Hey, Blue Chicken. I couldn't see you earlier. All I could see was Nathan, and I don't even think he recognized who I was because
I didn't see. I'm using a different interface. Before I was using the phone. Now I'm using the desktop because I got this webcam. You're looking at me through a webcam, right? You got the link on Facebook, right?
right, finally.
Okay,
No, not yeah, on Facebook, right.
right.
Finally, I get that
And
too confused.
um, so I'm using the desktop, and I can do this. Let's see, and I can do this. Well, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I don't know what these things are gonna be capable of.
Don't scare your visitors by my face.
Okay, this will work for now. I figured out how to share screen, but not sound. And that seems to be a problem. There seems to be nothing I can do about it right now. And I'm not worried about it because I hadn't had any of these features up to now. I'll be all right. And did y'all hear the Wookiee? Did everybody hear the Wookiee when I was messing with the electronic mask up there? No?
No, I had a little thing with Jeannie too. She wanted in.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not using OBS. I'm using StreamYard. I don't think my connection or computer can deal with OBS and all its weirdness. I got enough weirdness here. So,
He sure does.
hmm, yeah, life is weird. Um, so speaking of weirdness, what's been weird? Anything weird happened this week? I know you got a high
Oh,
threshold, but go ahead.
yeah, I got a high threshold, but uh, I suddenly felt the need to slow down while I was driving in El Paso. And right in front of me, a manhole cover comes open, and three immigrants come running out from underneath the street.
Oh boy. If you'd
Now,
have
what they,
been going, you could have hit
yeah,
them.
there's just that feeling, oh, better take it a little bit slow here.
Yeah, that was
But,
definitely somebody warning you
right. And
something's up.
we have, I don't know what the news is telling you up there, but the issues down here are just horrendous. Uh, we have our city government's going into debt $60 million to pay for all these immigrants that are coming through. And some of them, because some of them we ship off, some of them we put in local hotels and motels. Uh, it's just insane.
Hmm.
And, you feel for these people because they've come up all the way. And and now they're being told, oh, well, we just recently, they changed the policy back to stay in Mexico. And so these people get across, and if immigration catches them, they're going to send them back to Mexico again. There's got to be a better answer, but I don't know it. I'm not that smart.
We both need more information. We are that smart, but we don't have the information available to us. There's a lot more information, not
Now,
just how many, but what resources do we have now, and what can we do about what's going on?
what resources could we send to their home country, like a manufacturing plant or something,
Something, something,
something to occupy these people?
yeah, something to entice them maybe to stay over there. Um, see, need more information, but then Mexico has to play ball with us on that, and they don't want to, as far as I
Well,
know.
these are Guatemalans, Chileans, people from San Salvador.
Oh,
They're not
below Mexico.
right. They're from below Mexico, and you know what happens when you send them back to Mexico?
Yeah, they go to Cerezo. Cerezo is a jail in Mexico, in Juarez, in case anybody needs to know.
Yeah, but you don't get fed there unless somebody comes from the outside to feed you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's
Hmm.
no. It's it makes our prisons look like Holiday Inns.
Hmm. I've watched the show Locked Up Abroad a couple times. It's some scary stuff. And one was Mexico, not Cerezo, but somewhere else. But it was messed up. And let's see here. Yeah, sending them to Australia is quite expensive. Much more than what we're paying now. you know,
Yeah, we're sending them to
maybe
New York,
it's
and
much
now you
more.
yeah, and New York is going. What do we do with all these people? Well, that was
All
our
right.
question.
Well, there are things that could be done, but we got to learn. We got all parties involved need to learn to work together. You know, this uh my me mine is more important than you, yours is not going to work because it hasn't been working. We're here now. Putting them in detention centers isn't working because well, they're not there. And there are not enough detention centers. Not that I'm saying I approve of that. I do not. I
Oh,
mean, it
you
took
should
me
see
to
Hondo Pass. You remember Hondo Pass, right?
yes.
That whole thing out near the border station there. That's tents, uh, tractor trailers, and they made one huge warehouse. And they're still bringing in more trailers. Well, just the trailer part of the tractor trailer to have to house people back there. And of course, uh, for the kids, we've sent them over to Fort Bliss so that they can be under the kind offices of the drill sergeants.
I don't think I even want to know any more about that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Blue Chicken said if their homeland is better, they won't want to leave. Right. You're
That's what.
absolutely right. Because they're leaving bad conditions to come here. They have no human rights down there. And that's as specific as I can really get because I don't have any specific information about
Right. Neither do
South
I.
American countries. I wish I did. Well,
But
I kind of don't want to, but sorry, go ahead.
most of them have gone socialist down there.
Yep. And it's no human rights. There are no human rights. Okay. They're human rights like cops beating you up here in the United States. You just get murdered. You just get killed and thrown in a river or in a field or in a ditch. I think I'm joking. I'm talking not to you, Joe, but I'm talking to like the general room.
Hmm.
Ugh. And it shocked me to my core when I drove up Hondo Pass and saw that going on. I was like, Oh my God.
It's gotten bigger.
Yeah. Well, land of milk and honey. I guess that's what we are. I guess. I don't know. Well, maybe they'll clean the sewers up. Who knows? Make it easy to get through, Put some electric lights and some AC and stuff. Well, they won't need AC. It's cool down there.
Well, no, they need fans because
Fresh
that,
air,
yeah,
ventilation.
because stagnant water.
Yeah, very bad. Swamp gas.
Yep.
Not good to breathe. But uh, so intuition, that's a good thing to go with following the threads. Um Going back to what we were talking about because I don't have near enough information to do an immigration show. I have plenty of information to do quantum show.
Right.
um but yeah, uh not a lot goes on for me during the week because I guess programming reality. I need to go and do my job. So I say everything's gonna be fine. I do this every day on the interstate. I go, everything is gonna be fine. I envision stopping at the gas station for coffee every day. That's where I end up. Oh, and something else I've been doing is I'm gonna have a parking space when I get there, and I always do at the gas station. At work is a different story. I'm like whatever because I'm not afraid to walk across a big parking lot, but the gas station can get pretty crowded, and I'm like traffic's going to be light. Everybody's going to go away. I'm going to drive zip right in, and it's been working. I'm going to keep doing that. And the interstate's been clear. Everything's been fine. No more quantum leaping. And
Oh, shucks.
yeah, I know. I was kind of hoping that would happen again because it was cool. Still confusing, but cool.
Oh, there we are.
And yeah,
There.
I was getting distracted by my phone. Uh, I turned the speaker all the way down so nobody hears anything but what I want to hear, what I want people to hear. Um, but yeah, everything's been fine. Everything's been. I lost a coworker
Don't tap the
because
disc.
oh, you were hearing that?
Yes, sir.
I guess so. Okay, sorry.
We'll have to get you some sponge rubber to put underneath the microphone.
Yeah, I've got I've got a little some foam rubber stuff. Oh wait, I got some foam rubber, but it's not enough.
No.
It's like nowhere near enough. I'll figure it out. I got all the arts and crafts in the world to deal with, and I've got some foam. But um, yeah, I'm doing a different setup. It's neat. Webcam.
How,
Go
how's your
ahead.
glasses? Your goggles.
Oh, they're fine. I still have not had a chance to devote very long to using them at one time because, well, I got to do chores. I got things to do. This week, I had to get the water from the water temple to Alaska. So had to rush here and there. They're on their way, should be there Monday. If not, if it didn't get there today, I'm going to refer to that thing as a water temple. The Houston Springs or Houston Mineral Well water temple. It totally was. I can actually bring up that as a picture. I can share the screen. This is something I could do on the desktop that I can't do on the phone interface. If I can get things to load. I can hear you clicking too.
Uh-oh.
We have both upgraded. Hey, that's fine. We both upgraded. This is excellent.
Actually,
I was
I brought a computer out of the boneyard, and the camera is a 720p, but the headsets the headsets like before.
Well, it's upgrade from how you had been going through because it was fuzzy. And why is there not a? Oh, because it's older. Okay. Water tempo. Come on. I have two things. I have my PC and I have the phone, both on Wi-Fi. On well, the PC is on a hard line going to the Wi-Fi outlet, and this thing is on Wi-Fi. Alrighty then. Yes, I can finally show a picture. Just bear with me. No one's shown up yet. Yeah, recap now that I can do this. Sorry, getting there. Entire screen. Okay. I've got some lag, but that's fine. Can you see it? Wait,
Okay.
no, not
There,
yet. You can't see it yet.
50 cents per gallon.
Yeah. The whole place was blue like that. You see all the trim and everything? The trim that the iron, the little
Mm-hmm.
box right there, all of it was blue. And I should have gotten, see, I don't know. Yeah. I was standing there and had just been rushing to get there. So my hands were a little bit shaky when I was taking the picture.
Looks good to me.
Let's see. Yeah. It's very blue. I was wearing all blue. Didn't even realize it. Did not even realize it. Everything I had on, except for my socks, was blue. Same blue. Yeah, that's me
You,
holding. See, blue shirt.
mm-hmm. I'm still
And
wearing my black.
yeah, this is what it looked like walking up to it. It was nighttime. I was 3 minutes away from the guy coming out and locking the door. And I'm sure I saw him or I saw somebody, I perceived someone watching me, but then over to one side, both sides, one side was a church, the other side was the Houston building, right? Now, I say Houston, it's the person's name. This was it was okay. All right, I'm going to stop share. We're done. And
Whoa. Infinite pictures there.
yeah, I came up on the screen twice. That's okay.
No, then I saw you behind you, behind you, behind
Oh,
you.
that. Yeah, I saw that, but on my interface now, I've got the people who want to come in the show along the bottom. It's a totally different interface than the phone. When you get on StreamYard. Are you coming through YouTube, right? No, you're coming through StreamYard.
I'm coming through StreamYard now.
It's complicated. Okay. But
Hey,
hmm? Go ahead.
see that radio up on the left-hand side there?
Yes.
1936 farm radio. And that's what's left of the cabinet, just that front piece of it there.
Oh.
I'm going to have to totally rebuild the cabinet. So it came to the right place, having both
It was
woodworking skills and electronics.
yep. It was meant to be yours.
Yes.
Quantum thread. Oh, and I can do okay. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Yes, I
Huh?
can do things like that, which is pretty
Okay.
cool. I can also take it down as needed. And that is a banner where I have Quantum Show in all that big blue hide current banner, and it goes back to nothing.
Little tiny banners.
Yeah, this works. You have a message. And okay, yeah. Shadow is still doing his show over there on his channel. Um I sent him the join up link also. Wait, no, I didn't. I need to send him the
Oh,
new
okay.
link. I need to send him the new link. And yeah, I don't need to open right now. How's my typing sound?
Sounds like typing.
Sound
A little bassy.
okay.
Yeah, and earlier I mentioned the Betts ball. I just heard about it this week,
Yes.
and
You
it's been
oh,
all
you hadn't heard about it before?
no,
I have heard about it. The big silver sphere.
yes, about 7, 8 inches, about the size of a bowling ball apparently.
There's one other one. Are you talking about the one that the that the Air Force took and it stopped doing its thing?
No, the Navy took it and they examined it. Then they returned it to the Betts family, and then sometime later it was stolen, and they were told
I
that the
didn't hear
Navy
that it was
has it again.
stolen. Hmm.
Yeah, they had taken it to I forget what group it was, but they had taken it to an internet group, believe it or not, and there's some scientists there. And when the man of the house got a message that the wife was in trouble, so he left and left the ball there, and when he came back, it was gone.
Yep.
And of course, not me was guilty of it.
Yep. Of course.
You ask
Well, if you
around
have a
who.
link to the story, go ahead and you can drop it in there.
Oh, I
You
don't have a
are
link
a
right now, but it's on YouTube all over the place.
yeah.
Last
I've
week,
already yeah. I know a little bit already about that.
it was.
I didn't know it got stolen again. I'm typing.
I kind of figured that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I thought it was interesting that the ball would follow the people around the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And then it would be like exploring around.
Hmm. Yeah, they had ended up having to keep it in a bowling ball case to keep it from rolling off.
Yeah. Blue Chicken has commented, so glad I'm not getting involved in the current drama. He's talking about the ufology drama. And there are a bunch of ufology presenters on YouTube, ufologists. Well, a couple ufologists, maybe one or two, and then a bunch of people with loud mouths just venting their opinions about stuff and allowing other people to attack people on their shows. And I'm like, oh man, I'm out. I was on, okay, I will, I'm not dropping names. I was listening to Alien Addict the other day, yesterday, and um, he admits he is there for the drama. He's there for the clicks. He doesn't care about this, whether it's true or not, right? And ufology, okay, I'm going to put it out there right now. Ufology is bass backwards. The people are looking for the nuts and bolts hardware craft. You might see glimpses, but you got to start with the energy. That's why I do quantum. I had something come in. That's why I do quantum, because that is the energy. That is the energy. And when I look at the Orville and they go down to the engine room and there's this big glowing ball of light, that is the engine. And I'm thinking the way that thing is working, it's held together with prayer. And it is.
Magnetic
It's held to
fields.
prayer because quantum drive, quantum programming reality, that's what that thing is. I'm not saying I'm validating that the Orville is real. No, this is not. No, it's a TV show. It's a
It's a concept,
good
though.
TV show. Yeah, and that
Look, look,
is
look at TNG
yes,
and just how many inventions they had in their hands. In fact, the later one,
the original
later,
series.
you know, the they we have those inventions now. They may not
Yeah,
have all those functions, but they've got a lot of them. I mean,
yeah,
you can go with your cell phone now and uh, find your way just about anywhere on the planet. And it's pretty
yep.
well, like they were doing with the tricorders, saying, "Hey, there's energy over that way." Well, this thing got all sorts of functions I've never even touched.
Yeah, same here. Even my old ones are good for that, and but because they're built around the same architecture, they've got all kinds of sensors in them. It's crazy. All right, I need to get back over here. And
Including a Hall effect.
what do you a what?
A Hall effect?
How effect?
Mhm.
2 words?
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
It's a it can sense a magnetic field.
Okay.
No.
Does it have a reading it can give you, or you just know how the electronics work? Because I would like to use this.
I believe you can get into it. Uh, I've gotten into their spectrum analyzer.
Hmm.
It's just a matter of looking up uh, the, the sensor that you want to use.
I bet there's an app. You said Spectrum Analyzer. I bet there's an
Hmm.
app that you can get to do that. Yeah, Blue Chicken saying common components. Common components now. Oh, I mean between the two phones. Yeah, the old phone and the new phones. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And but current drama. I'm looking back at the chat, right? And
Hmm.
we got 6 people watching. Say hello, 6 people. But yeah, ufology is all over each other. They're attacking each other. There's no reason for any of it. We're all searching for the truth. Work together. And everybody's egos are getting in the way. That's why I'm not going to get involved. Ufology can stay over there. And I will address it as needed, as I want to. Hey, hey! Got Leslie in the chat. Hey! Thank you for coming to the Quantum Show. We're talking about fighting.
What?
Uh, yeah, a bunch of people were attacking each other in Alien Addict show, and everybody from all over was coming in and chiming in the chat room. And he was bringing on. He brought on two. Well, one person could have gone on, but he didn't. I don't know if he did before or not, but whatever. And then the other person who he is fighting with uh, did go on, and I was like, nope, I'm out. I don't care. That the guy that came in has totally gone dark side, and I don't know what he's even doing, right? And Hall effect. Blue Chicken is in there saying, Hall effect sensor is a type of sensor which detects the presence and magnitude of magnetic fields.
Gee,
Okay.
I wonder.
Hey, just said that. He said that. Google. I needed to know though. Thank you.
Okay.
And but yeah, that's all that crap going on in ufology. And I refuse. I don't need it. It has its place in quantum reality. The place ain't here. Place is not on this show. Place is out there. Let them deal with it. I got enough crap to deal with as it is. I don't need to add to it because I'm bored. Oh, right. But anyway, yeah, okay. And something. Oh, I've been taking show notes right during the week, during chats, talking to people. Someone was in a chat room the other day. I can't remember where. I think it was Alien Girl 111, and someone referred to one of the what's that physicist that says if you're ever abducted by a UFO, steal something so we have proof. It doesn't work that way. She said it. I agree because they take us out of reality as we know it into their reality, and they have to like kind of make an in between place so they can do things like that because they can't fully exist here. We can't fully exist there, but we can meet halfway. I think that's what I've been able to gather from all these stories. Um, hello, James. James L. Okay. Hello, James L. Okay, I have no other way but right here to send you a link to come on. I was just relaying a story. So come on in and I will see you come in. I'm upgraded all my hardware.
And I've
And
downgraded part of mine.
yours is better. Everything's better. We're all better. And yeah, everything is better. Your quality is up there. My quality is up there. And but anyway, that's what seems to be happening. To steal a pen, you can't bring the hardware back with you, right? I'm waiting. Okay. Hey, Shadow, I sent you a link on Facebook just now. So as soon as people come up, who is this? James. Okay. Rating. Ah, okay. Can you see me? Can you see me okay? Hello, Amanal. Oh, and also the link is in the chat. Like, I'll just send it. Oh, like it's right above where you said howdy, folks, Shadow. Right above where you said that. And okay. But anyway, he was talking about stealing a pen and bringing it back.
From
Okay,
a
good deal.
UFO, no less.
Yes, but they're taking us out of reality into theirs part way, and they're leaving their reality part way to come get us.
Mm.
Now, we are quantum entangled. That is what makes us special, worth being on this wildlife preserve. We are. Knowing that, and I learned this day one of being in the was if you have nothing else, you have you. And this was actually the other Shadow talker. Here comes Shadow.
How did you do that, Jimmy? How did you do that?
I'm just
Alrighty
trigger
then.
happy.
I'm telling you, man, you're
Whoa,
fast.
Shadow.
Whoa,
Big
Shadow.
echo.
Big echo.
Echo.
Really?
Yes.
Echo, yes.
Okay, let me see if I can fix that by getting a headset.
I
I
wonder
wonder if
this echo is getting
this
to me.
echo is getting to me.
Anyway,
Okay, until you get your headset, I'm going to mute you, Shadow. So that's fine. Go ahead, Joe.
before the Roswell crash and also the incident near Spokane, Washington, how many people were working on semiconductors? Semiconductors were just kind of dropped, you know. They did selenium rectifiers, and that's it. And then all of a sudden, you get the crash at Roswell, and within a year, the first transistor.
Yeah, I noticed that. But okay, as far as Roswell goes, right now, yes to Roswell. However, something that was going on months, just a month or two, which is negligible as a time frame, was Operation High Jump, Antarctica, South Pole. I don't think much came from Roswell. I think a lot came from Antarctica, a whole lot, and I think that's where we got the alien tech that everybody talks about. I don't think it came from Roswell. I think it came from Antarctica. And the reason it came from Antarctica and not Roswell is because that was our stuff to begin with. We understood it. It's in our environment. It's in our frame of reference. And we understood it better than the stuff from Roswell. Yes, there's stuff from Roswell. Okay, Shadow, I'm going to unmute you.
Yeah, but it seems the stuff from Roswell seems to be made of vaporware.
Yeah. Well, okay. You're going to have to give context to these cryptic things you said. Made of vaporware. What do you mean? I know what you mean. The group might not.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of self-explanatory. It just kind of disappeared. It went up in vapors somehow after it left Roswell.
Gotcha. Is that better,
Okay,
guys?
Shadow? Yes,
Shadow,
much better.
Okay,
Shadow.
I got the headset on.
I like seeing the top of your head like that.
You're not on
What's
camera.
happening, Joe? Yeah, I know. I'm trying to do something with my hands, and I'm here. I'm here in spirit. Well, physically too, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, were you listening to what we were talking about?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I am honestly not sure on either, which side, the stuff came from. To be honest, I have to wonder if some of that stuff hasn't been here the whole time. You know what I mean? Since way
Antarctica.
back, like the
Yeah.
well, like the Antikytherian device, and stuff like that. Maybe the Atlanteans were walking amongst us, and we didn't know, and they had their sonic screwdrivers and shit, hidden under their robes and stuff like that. All this time, who knows? I mean, we're never going to get the truth, without storming Roswell or Area 51 or some crazy shit. We're never going to get the truth.
Yeah.
Even when they come out with full disclosure, it will be 10% disclosure.
Yeah. I agree with that.
If that ever even happens, they're not going to tell us shit unless they absolutely have to.
Been doing a bit of reading on Operation High Jump, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, you're probably so well versed in this chance-based stuff here. The first thing I wanted to say is just hello, and it's really nice to see you both. and it's nice to be back here. And I just wanted to express my gratitude for being able to sit down and have a Sunday afternoon chat in my time zone.
Absolutely, brother. So what do you think, Jimmy?
Well, one of the things I was reading about was like there's a bit of a conflict as to whether there was a... Is that echo caused by me? And if so, where is it coming from? Anyway, try and figure out why this might be. And unmute.
You can go into your settings from StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Settings.
Audio.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yes. Mic. Okay.
That
Is that
sounds
better?
better.
Thank you, CIA.
Now I can't hear you. You're muted. James, you're muted. Oh, okay.
Okay. So far, so good.
Headset seemed to be the best idea.
I know. It's weird. I didn't have this problem all day. I was on a 8-hour stream 2 hours ago, and then I was on a 2-hour stream where I did my own show, and then boom, CIA fucking hits me with the echo. Or maybe it's the FBI. I don't fucking care.
With Nathan and I, it's the CID.
We did a Black Ops show that got their attention all over again.
Mm-hmm. So what I missed earlier, guys?
Wookiees.
Yeah, I was messing with the mask up there.
No, it's like I said, it's
microphone.
Thanks for picking up the mic.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot. I don't have very much padding on the bottom of it, and the sound carries right into the body of the microphone handle.
Right into our headsets.
But okay. What I was getting at with the Roswell and all that abduction talk, right?
Yeah, we were also talking about the Betts ball.
Michio Kaku.
oh no way! I just watched a bunch of videos on that.
Well,
That's so weird. Quantum.
very much. Oh, guess what I could do now? Every time that comes up,
Oh, check you out,
boom.
dude. Who would have thought? Was it Stanley Friedman? It was Stanley Friedman who swiped that thing. The Betts ball.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It was not me again. He left Family Circle and went and stole the Betts ball. Where are we going to?
Where is it? Oh. I turn it off now. Okay, I was going with the abductions. People, I have a feeling we're meeting them halfway. They can't come here all the way. We can't go there all the way, but we can meet them halfway if they use assistance. Probably some kind of mechanical device, quantum device, to get frequencies close enough to where they can abduct us. And Michio Kaku said, steal something, bring something back. It doesn't work like that. The person in chat said that. This is Alien Girls show. And I was like, all right. How does it work though? Well, we are quantum entangled. That's what makes us special. Why we're worthy of being here on the animal preserve. We can still use that. Day one, Other Shadow in El Paso interviewed me for the entrance into the coven, and he told me basically you don't need any accoutrements. You don't need anything
Right.
to understand nature. You just need you. This has gone back to that because you only do need you. I only need me. And it also goes to candle magic. Candle magic candles are accoutrement. We still don't need it. You need to be able to concentrate. That's what candles do for me, right?
They allow you to focus.
And if we need what?
We use them to focus. No, the candles. We use them to focus.
Right. All right. Well, we can still do those type of things when we are there after being abducted. Okay. Glyph warding. Now, typically, glyph warding is done when you take a rune or symbol that means something to you and you charge it with your own energy. Or you summon an element, or you charge it with some energy. We can do that on their ships too. And I'm thinking, let's do some graffiti, right? And if so, yeah. This idea was working its way through from something else for a long time now. If we get abducted, our show. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn this out. Comments. If a person is abducted and they're scared and alone. Well, I've been plenty of places scared and alone, and I only had me to work with, but I also had my whole internal power to do stuff. Elon Musk hates me. Well, got no love for him neither, so fine.
Is he an actor? I think he might be an actor.
Elon? He might be one of them avatar things.
Yeah, maybe.
Except the soulless
or an android.
Yeah, but okay, if I want to see a witch or pagan get abducted, I don't wish that on anyone. Okay, just saying. They already have the mental facilities to deal with it, and they can go up there and create a quantum link in the form of
people are going to be
glyph.
Most people are going to be terrified, but someone in your position might be like, this is just confirmation of what I've been looking into for years, right? Like, if you can hold yourself together in that situation, absolutely. And there's that echo.
Have the presence of mind. Yeah, echo.
I think it's all of us. I went looking for my Bluetooth headphones, but they're under a pile of books.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me go ahead and just finish that out. If we were to create now someone who has the ability to sense these things, right? They're able to, once they're up there in spirit, their spirit has the same link and can still make that glyph and create a link to where it's like, oh, I'm trying to think of something from a movie that everybody realizes or everybody is familiar with. I can't think of one. Man, everybody's echoing. Not everybody's echoing. I think it's you, James. I'm getting
I'm
2
muted.
echoes now.
I am
Oh, I
looking
see
for
you're
those
muted.
headphones though.
Okay, well, anywho, um, my idea is to take that quantum, and you can like go back to it, and you can bring them down. Not bring them down like crash the ship or anything, but you can establish communication again, because that is an like a beacon, like an ID tag. Yeah, just put in your personal glyph, and you can charge it with your energy, and you can refer to it, and you can find it in a dark room like a candle. Hell, the glyph could be of a candle, and it doesn't have to be physical. This is perfect tools for glyph warding: sticky notes and a pin. Perfect tools for glyph warding. Kitchen witchery, office witchery. And I would like to put that out in the ufology community. Um, uh, have someone come back to me on that, because I don't think anyone's addressed that. These things just come to me as I'm out and about listening to other people talk. That particular thing, the glyph warding, because I had to talk to someone about glyph warding their place. I had to put up a glyph the other day because I've got a bag of toys sitting over here waiting to be messed with, and I'm needed to go into the storeroom, which is the master bedroom, which is where the matron stays. Long story, backstory, old story. Well, that's her room, and I got the feeling, stop, do not come in, and I obeyed. And I heard something start to, I felt something start to happen. So I was like, it was in here, in my room. I was like, hey, and I just loudly, out loud said, hey, I live here. I would like you to go. And I just get out of the door, and then I close the door. It doesn't matter if the door's open and closed. The glyph is there. It's there. It's like gargoyle. I put my glyph up, and I was like, mine. You stay out. There you go. And the activity went away in here. It stayed out there.
Just like with the pencils.
Context. We need context. Tell the context.
Oh, you don't remember that story from the last time?
Yeah, it was a couple episodes ago, but I remember.
Yeah. Kept losing pencils in the store. Just could not find them. I was working on a shelf, get a call. You know, lay the pencil down on the shelf. Go answer the call. Come back. There's no pencil. So I kept doing that, and then finally, after a while, I got tired of it. So I wrote a little sign, said, all pixies, brownies, fairies, whatever you call yourself this week, return the pencils or I'm going to send the gulas. And
Boom,
there were pencils all over the place.
Okay. Omanal in the chat says, are they using psychedelics so we have frequency to talk to each other? Yes, but it is not reliable. Psychedelics are not reliable.
Thank you.
It's not a hard line. It's not a frequency. It's not set. It's totally random. The closest thing I've seen to being able to speak out is the Shiva helmet or God helmet. I will leave a link. Show notes.
Well, I just tried muting myself, and I still had the echo.
Same. Although,
How about me? Am I echoing?
Seems to have resolved, if temporarily.
I hear one after you.
I hear an echo. Oi.
Yeah, I'm fully sealed, signed, and delivered in this.
I wonder if it's me. I don't hear an echo after
Yeah.
me.
The only reason
Yeah, I'm
I
not
could
hearing
think of is if someone has a stream open on the same device, maybe?
Well, oh wait, is it me? I got my sound turned off because I'm observing it on YouTube. I'll just turn that off. All right. Okay, I'm only on Facebook Messenger and StreamYard.
I hear a delay right after you.
Yeah, I heard it on YouTube.
Just remember, Moloch, I'm coming to your temple. So you better cut this out. I will face you down. I am but a
Alrighty
simple
then.
caveman, and that's why you should be terrified.
Okay, yeah, that was. I know I just took a show note. Oh, yeah. So if we were to make a glyph there, we can refer back to it. And someone who's more psychic than I apparently am locked to a couple of different things, and that's it. It might change. I don't know. People who become psychic, they become very psychic, and I'm not there. I know people who can hear all kinds of spirits, see all kinds of stuff in the sky. That's not me. That's not me at all. I'm not even going to pretend like I can do any of that stuff. I got me, Xena, sometimes Sabrina, and the greater universe, and that's it.
Sorry, someone locked me in.
Locked you in?
I don't know.
Locked you
but
in
the echo
Australia?
went away.
If you start smelling brimstone, let us know.
No, it's just someone's decided to use the whippersnipper and lock me into the garage so I can't witness the terror.
Wait until rain comes.
I'm gonna hop out just to see if it changes the landscape audio wise. And
Okay.
if
That
it
would be
does,
audioscape.
yeah, I'll stay out. So good day, gentlemen.
Well, come back if you can.
I will.
Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, there's an echo.
Shadow, I think it's you.
Seriously? I'm on a headset.
I know. It's very faint, but it's there. Hold on. Let me mute you real quick. Yep. I muted you right in the middle of an echo of me talking, and it's you. All
How is that possible?
I don't
How's that
know.
possible?
Do you have YouTube up at the same time? I mean,
Nope. No.
You only have the one window open?
You know what? Let me do something. Does that change anything?
yes.
Got an
Really?
echo.
Still?
We got
Maybe.
an
Yeah, I got-
echo.
Okay, let me pop
mute
in and back out.
me. Well, hold on. Let me mute me.
All right. Let's see how it works. No,
Joe?
there's an echo.
Okay, yeah, I was still hearing an echo with me muted.
So is it me?
I don't hear an echo when you speak.
You sure?
When me or Joe speaks, yeah.
But I have nothing open and I'm on a headset. That don't make no sense. I'll pop out and come back in and see if that fixes it, because I'm literally plugged into my tablet. It's the only thing that's on.
Look in the settings and see if there's echo cancellation checkmarked.
Yeah, okay. I'll be
If
right
that
back.
gives you. Okay. One of these days, we'll all figure out how this tech works. Or we'll just ditch it for quantum relativity. I got no more echo. How about you, Joe?
I have no echo.
Yep. Okay, Shadow, I believe, is coming back.
Okay, how about now?
How about now?
I don't hear anything.
It's still echoing. Let
Yes,
me
it
look at
is.
my settings.
Yeah, because I checked everything. Echo cancellation is off. I've got only one window open, and I'm plugged into a headset.
Okay. My echo cancellation is. Let me just share the screen. You can see what I see. And is it working? I don't see anything. Oh, it tried.
Yeah, I don't see the other screen.
No, it didn't work. Okay. Present. Jeez, this is not quantum. Maybe it is quantum. Hmm. There we go. Man, my lag is tremendous. Okay. I'm really making my computer do some. All right. It should be coming
Joe.
up. I just had an error pop up too. Yeah. Aborting. I don't even care. Stop. Okay. We're back. I'm back.
1, 2, 3.
I am. Hello? There I am.
There's a slight echo, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was.
Yeah, because I can hear you guys fine with no echo whatsoever.
All right, yeah. I don't know what's going on. It's maybe we all need to go out and come back in. Let me do that.
Do you hear any echo, Joe?
No, I don't hear an echo now. But yes,
Yeah,
I
me
do.
neither.
I hear it on me.
But not me.
but not you.
Well, folks, I guess I'm taking over yet another show. Well, hope you guys are all having a happy Halloween. Welcome to the Shadow and Sun Quantum Show. Like I said, I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. Happy Halloween to everybody out there in the quantum verse. I'll be your host for the next minute and a half, probably, maybe longer. Who knows? I might get lucky. I've been streaming all day long from 10:30 this morning, avocado time, almost a solid 12 hours with no interruptions except for one pee break. So that's not too bad. Maybe I'll be able to do that 24-hour live stream for Veterans Day, where we are going to be donating all the proceeds to the Wounded Warrior Project. So all of you guys out there who are of a generous nature, please join us on the Legion of Myths show, Veterans Day, and come in and say hi to all of us, and donate what you can. If not, just hang out with us and help us, stay awake for the 24 hours. Max is going to be working his butt off for the Wounded Warrior Project, and my son and I and all the regulars were going to be over there, trying to make you guys laugh and just have a better day than you might have had elsewhere, while we try to raise some money for all those guys who gave so much for this great country of ours. So let's take a look at the chat and see who's still hanging out with us. I bet Omen's there. Yeah, I see Omen. I see James L. is eating dried apricots to bless this stream. Well, thank you, James L. That is too kind of you. I'm actually kind of a big fan of dried fruits, which is kind of weird. Omen's still here. Glad to have you, buddy. Nathan is probably taking a bio break too. He's probably killing two birds with one stone. Reading Warlord comic again, Omen. Thank you so much for that. That is, of all the comic books I could be reading right now, that's probably that one or Savage Sword would be the only ones I'd be interested in reading right now. Stuff from the old days, good old fashioned swords and sorcery with a little bit of blaster action thrown in there. We are talking about the Warlord from DC Comics. Back in the good old days when men were men and women were lycanthropes, or something like that. I see Joe has come back into the show. There's James. Hey, James. Looks like we got the band back together again.
Yes,
Quick
I
echo
like the
test.
way you headlined that.
I hope you don't mind. Is that me?
It's me.
I'm not hearing any echo from anybody. James, let's hear it from you.
Me.
Nice, but no echo. Joe? It's really weird, Nathan. Your screen is flashing, doing that flicker thing where Joe and you are swapping places. It's like right out of like a horror movie. Hey, do me a favor. Shake your head like they do in the movies. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, that's awesome. dude, if you could see what I saw, oh my God. I hope you didn't rattle anything loose, man. And I hope you don't mind me. I hope you don't mind me plugging the Wounded Warrior Project for this Veterans Day. We're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream over on Legion of Myth. Try to earn some shekels for those guys who
they're an awesome charity.
And that is the loudest bag of tobacco I've ever heard.
Yeah, I know. It's these Edifier headphones.
Hey.
Now I'm the echo boy. Come on, jeez.
God, it's so weird watching Nathan do this freaking. Oh my God, it's like, what was that movie? Was it with the girl who comes out of the TV, or was it? What was that movie?
Yeah, Debbie Harry. Damn.
No. The circle, the ring. The ring.
Oh, right.
Yeah, his face is just like doing this twitchy thing, and it's Joe. Like it's like trying to put Joe's picture and his picture on the same screen at the same time. Oh my God, that is so weird. Joe, is that you doing that?
I just feel like I'm doing a big dog poo on the whole thing. So I'm gonna
No.
leave. I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna listen and I'm just gonna appreciate what you guys do. So,
Oh man.
because I feel like I'm trapped inside a delay pedal. I'm trapped inside the Edge's guitar rig.
Oh man.
There's some frippatronics going on here.
Hey, it was still here after you left.
True.
Yeah,
Alright,
just
I'll just keep my moustache closed then.
I think the universe can't handle all four of us in the same place at the same time.
I know
It's just
we
too much
join
fun.
up and build a giant robot dickhead.
Okay, I'm
It's
here.
like Gundam, but you know, slightly dysfunctional.
You mean Voltron with the ice cream cone arm?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
So where were we, guys?
I was talking
Operation
about
High Jump, psychedelics.
psychedelics. We had talked about psychedelics, and well, a little bit. They had come up. They had been mentioned. I think the psychedelics are unstable, and they can't. You can access that stuff with psychedelics, but it's not a reliable medium.
Is it because they're Earth?
Veil.
Is it because they're from Earth? Like earthly psychedelics don't work on their physiology, or work with their physiology, or is it just?
I think it's because it makes us sick to use them while we're using them. The throwing up, the fever, the can't think straight. I have had moments
That's me on a
of.
daily basis.
Say again.
That's me on a daily basis. Can't think
Oh,
straight.
well, we know you're in contact with them all the time anyway. So
You take acid every day, Joe? Awesome.
No, I just take all the nice.
How are you alive?
Hey, I take
Oh.
all the nice pills the doctors give me, and I put them up on the shelf. It's a real colorful shelf.
I have to say, like, I'm very skeptical about drugs. Like, I think they can probably put you into a frame of mind where you are more open and communicative with these things, but the trade-off is like over a long period of time, it's like, yeah, it'll wear you out, man.
I am just discovering mic settings I can change. Okay, for everyone. And everyone's mic settings seem to be having the same deal.
Wait a second.
Oh, everybody's echo cancellation is on.
Yes.
Okay, I'm still trying to chase down this echo. At least what I can do on my end. Best I got.
1, 2, 3.
That was loud.
That was loud.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm looking at your mic settings now, and I can't adjust your mic volume.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can, but I can't. I adjusted yours, Joe.
Oh, okay. Bring them up.
I put your mic volume up to 54. That's a low setting still. It looks like it goes to 300.
Wow.
Yeah, your gain is low, and I'm going to put it up some more because I can't hear you very well.
Whoa.
Give me a test. Mic check, Joe.
Mike, check Joe.
Better. Oh, you're now on it. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Check.
The devil went down to Georgia.
Okay. There's still an echo, but I just don't even care. Ignore it.
It just means people remember what we say. We're MK Ultraing them through repetition.
Speaking of which, I have tried to get a little bit through that book by Russell Targ. It's
You
And?
mentioned that last episode.
I'm still working on it. I got another book in. This one's more up my alley, and it's more my frequency. What? By David Paulides.
Ooh. Nice.
It is. Now, let me get my headset back in. They are newspaper articles collected from 1680 to 1923.
That's interesting. I wish there was a
Yes.
book like that on aerial phenomenon.
There is. There. I've got it.
Really?
Hang on.
I would.
Well, hang on. Oh, Shadow.
It's
You
not
see that
as
radio?
comprehensive, but they had to start somewhere. This is. I don't think left and right even matters. From 2001 to 2020 by Cheryl Costa and Linda Costa. UFO sightings and what did I say? UFO sightings desk reference. From
Can you send me a link to that in Messenger later?
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks awesome.
No problem. They call it the Pink Book. She took this to Congress and says, "Here you go, bam, on the desk," and put it in a pink cover. And when she published it, she insisted it keep the pink cover to like stop minimalizing women's involvement in ufology. And I am happy with that.
Sure. And I imagine that the reception to her work has probably changed quite a bit in recent years, right?
Very much so. She is very well received now.
That's the difference between a conspiracy theory and truth. Few years.
Yeah. A few years. Omanal says he's very wary and never used them psychedelics. Just curious on the view of ayahuasca or ayahuasca. I'm not saying that. Ayahuasca and mushrooms. Yeah. I've not used them either. I took acid one time many years ago, but that was it.
I never advocate for people to take drugs because the payoff is not always the same for every person. And the risks are pretty great. Even softer substances, like they do take their toll over time. I know that firsthand.
I've seen instances of first-time users of the microest, the weakest of the weak, just absolutely just freaking the hell out, and things have changed so much in my lifetime when it comes to that. Where everything was, a product of the devil to now it's on every street corner and legal in most cases. I still don't think it's safe until generations from now when they've done some proper research and had some long-term studies to look upon. It's
Well,
just,
I get medical cannabis from a official source, and I have to say that they are not the most ethical company, and some of their stuff is a little bit dodgy. So, even when it's coming from somewhere that's supposed to be reliable, heavy use of any of these things will just. I just got a CIA.
That was me. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
no worries.
He's working for them now. They found his price. Final faction figures. Lifetime supply.
That's so fucking ridiculous. Yeah, because I know Nathan would hold out for more than that. He'd want pre-release. He'd want, he'd want a figure that looks like him.
I don't really know what they are, but I've seen you guys show them off, and I'm like, that would be a good sci-fi monster in an RPG, or that would be good in a war game. What I've seen so far.
For $1.25, you should see the things that people have done with them, not just the two of us. Absolutely. I mean, if you need a big, weird-looking alien, why pay $25-$50 when some paint and some super glue and some bits and bobs and
Yeah.
Dollar Tree's got it all.
Yeah.
Or Poundland, where you are, I think.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
made
we'd
this.
have an equivalent for sure.
Can you see this, James? I just made this Orcs dreadnought out of a Dollar Tree figure.
That's fantastic.
It used to be a Dollar Tree figure.
Yeah, that's great. It's the paint job that makes it, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's really the Frankenstein head that I'm the most proud of.
Yeah.
It's a little Shrekky, but
That's right.
you'll see it Sunday in all its glory.
I was really impressed with your vampires, dude.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
I was like, oh, this guy can really paint. Damn.
I got to go back and watch that one.
Yeah, it's easy to spot because my son and I are dressed up. He's dressed up as a bandito with his cheesy mustache, and I got a cowboy hat on. It's pretty easy to find. But yeah, it also says vampires in the title. But
okay,
I'm getting no echo of Shadow now.
That's good because I'm not echoing. Yeah, I can do that with my voice.
Okay.
So, hey, have you guys ever watched, I think it's the Y-Files? The Y-Files?
I've seen
I
a
have
few.
not. I need to.
You know what? I really like the show because even though it's kind of goofy, you know what I mean? The guy really does his research, and it's like he's trying to make this stuff really accessible to the lowest denominator, but at the same time, it's pretty heavy stuff. I saw another video on the Betts sphere, and I just binge watched him all last week while watching other shows, mostly on Androids. But I recommend, when you want to do a little research, but you want a little bit of a lighthearted, a little giggle, a little humor while you're,
Especially the fish.
Hecklefish is the shit. He is hysterical. And I think it's the same guy. It looks like he does it all himself, and I think he's an ex-cop. I don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah, definitely. You'll be able to get through a lot of topics, and he really does a lot of research. He probably spends the whole week just cramming everything into a little bite-sized nugget for the average Joe out there to consume. So especially the people in the chat, also go check him out if you want to catch up on some of these topics that we talk about. Because it's weird. I was watching a different video on the Bet Sphere. That's how I heard about Stanley Freeman supposedly, possibly stealing it, in the bowling bag. And I'm just like, you rat bastard. I had a lot of respect for him over the years, from going from, debunker, skeptic to out and out believer, and then freaking thief of, weird artifact,
It's a hard
And I don't know
road,
if
though,
it's-
isn't it, Shadow? Like a lot of those people who walk that line of investigation, who go like really far and make it their life, like they make big sacrifices, and I think sometimes when those sacrifices don't pay off, people get a little bit bitter, cynical.
Yep, and
know?
they have to find a way to justify it, and they have to find a way to, get some sort of compensation for all their life's work.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there have, gotten, really high in the community, the paranormal community, and then like just crashed for whatever reason.
Yeah. And I mean that's something to really watch for in all walks of life. Like I find that one of my biggest flaws is that I can be a bit of a martyr and a little bit self-sacrificing. And it's like, when are you transitioning from being generous and giving to expecting something in return every time? You know what I mean? Like, I really have to push back on that tendency to go, nobody recognizes my greatness.
I'll tell you something that'll make it all easy for all of you guys out there. The smoking gun is its own reward.
Yeah.
When you find that piece of information that just makes you just go, that's what's going on, regardless of the topic. It could be any topic in life, really. But when you find that one piece of information.
We should make t-shirts for Nathan's channel, and just the slogan will be "Knowing is delicious." Because, like, my God, like, we come so close to, come so close to kind of knowing. But there's just that little, to truly pull the veil. Would we even be able to handle it? I hope so.
Well, I found my smoking gun, and you know what it's called? You'll never guess. Jackson.
The sun.
Yep. When I saw him, I just knew all the things that I needed to know. I just knew he was. I was the first thing he saw as a baby. I made sure when they put him down on that first blanket, I was this fucking close to his face. And I looked at him and I knew.
Well, love is like really magical, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
yeah, it is.
It really is.
There's nothing like it in the world. I often wonder about that. I wonder about that with like the Greys and the all the other beings out there. You never hear anything that even remotely equates to something like that. You know what I mean? Of all the different alien species I've heard about, there's absolutely not even the slightest hint of any sort of interpersonal relationship.
You don't even hear much about culture in those groups. Although I did hear that the Greys love bluegrass, that it drives them wild.
And baseball.
Right. Okay. Interesting. I'm saying that without irony. Yeah, I've heard they really love bluegrass. There's something about the resonance of it that like makes them go, yeah.
But yeah, have you guys ever thought about that? There's Joe.
The Sumerian legends is full of the interrelationships between those that came from the heavens,
right?
And the poetry that's involved and everything else.
Mm-hmm. That's true. You're right.
It tells us quite a lot, but they left.
Right. Right, and I didn't think about them because there were a lot of, I wouldn't call it so much love, but at least jealousy. And you don't really get jealousy without there being a love, even if it's only love of power. But other than that, I've never heard of anything, that would lead me to believe that, like the reptilians or the Nordics or any of them have any sort of, do they have families? Do they have, kids? Do they, have boyfriends and girlfriends or whatever? Or are they just, single-mindedly just focused on one thing, the mission, etc.? What if that is really the, the big difference? Our capacity, for good and evil is pretty extreme, but our capacity for good and hate to be corny, but love seems,
Nothing corny
pretty.
about love, man.
I know there's animals here on Earth, wolves and other things that mate for life, and that's, to me, that's like the beginning of evolution of that emotion. But I've been wondering about that, a lot lately.
Well, Shadow, wolves invented riding and borders. Wolf tracks are so specific in their arrangement. It could be argued that writing precedes spoken language.
Never heard that. And I've done a lot of tracking, but I've never heard that.
That's an interesting angle to take on wolf tracks.
It's writing, man.
I haven't heard it either.
Huh.
But that's okay. I know they pretty much use their borders. That's for sure. I've observed this myself. Like 2
And
miles,
as we call it with the dogs, P-mail.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird too if you think about it.
Yeah, but I think you're right, Cheryl. I've not heard much about their culture. What do they do? Because the only ones we hear about are the ones that abduct us, the ones that are researching the cattle mutilations and communications. We don't know what's on the other side of that. What do they?
Well,
why
you
are
know
they
what? You know what? What about maybe I'm a little wrong. What about with the women who supposedly carry the babies and then see them on the ships later on and some of those experiments? Do you think maybe we've seen some evidence of that? Maybe, that's one of the things that they want from us when they're, when they're impregnating women, and that they're trying to get that thing, that we have, that father, son, mother, daughter, sort of relationship, because it's, for whatever reason, been denied to them, and,
I
could
have
potentially
heard that.
be.
I have heard specifically that they lost that along the way, and they're trying to get it back by reintegrating us into their
Mhm.
species. I've heard
You know,
exactly that.
Maybe it's not just the replenishing of their species, but I mean, what makes life worth living for a lot of life forms is that biological urge and need to procreate and to rear children, and that, wouldn't that be a weird twist or bit of information to find out that that's part of the equation?
Well, different
Stargate
animals also
SG-1
have different
integrated that
social
into their
organization.
storyline.
Like some animals are much more solitary,
Right.
and some are much more group oriented. But it would be hard to imagine like a reptile brain creating an advanced civilization, right? Hard to, but not impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were talking over each other. Stargate SG-1 used that in their storylines with Thor, and the little gray alien was Thor. Do y'all remember that?
Mhm. Yeah.
They had lost so much of their genetic code. They
Humanity.
took elements of ours and put it in theirs to help them survive.
What do you
And they
always
were
say,
using
Nathan?
clones.
that they're us in the future potentially?
I don't say that. I think we were altered. I am with Sitchin with on this one. We were altered as some sort of worker class or something twice. And the first ones weren't tame. The first ones were wild and too independent. The second ones, which is us, were the ones that did the work. But then the first ones left whatever society they had created and came back to liberate us. Stargate did that too. They took
So
almost,
kind of
go ahead.
from Sitchin, like Zachary Sitchin.
Yeah.
Right.
Stargate took all of Sitchin's work and said, "This will make a great script," and it did, and it still is. Well, that got quiet. You went inside.
Oh no, sorry. No, I wind was blowing in my studio, and I thought I had turned the fan off, but I guess not. It was just weird because it was coming from a weird angle. Yeah, I've read most of Sitchin's work, but I'm still, I've heard a lot of stuff that could be anti-propaganda about his work. A lot of negative things, that he got it wrong and blah 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 blah. But I didn't hear that stuff until decades after I had read his work. So I'm inclined to believe he got something right, but it's really kind of hard to say. He's no longer with us, and once somebody's no longer with us, it's easy for people to shit on their memory and their work and claim it as their own, etc. And I'm like, you know what? Back when I read it, nobody was talking about it. Nobody was, had anything, any stories to tell that were remotely similar. So I'm gonna, go on the 51%, believe it, to the 49%. Don't believe it, call them. But even that, all that, equation is still tempered by a fair amount of skepticism to begin with that I have for.
You may want to try a simpler explanation of Sitchin's work. Pyle, remember he came to the store about the time you were with us. Everything you know is wrong. And I think you can look him up on YouTube. And he wrote several books. In fact, he was one of the primary researchers in the Crystal Skull.
What was his name?
Pyle.
A first name or a title of a book would help.
Everything you know is wrong.
Oh, you know what?
Now, there's several books out by that title.
And a song by Weird Al.
I think there's also something to be said for realizing that human beings have human limitations in terms of their character. Nobody's perfect. One of the biggest revelations for me this week, and this is huge, like I have to share it.
Please do.
No more heroes, man. No more externalizing my hopes on a distant thought form of a person who's going to rescue us from our situation. Truth comes from in here as well. And sometimes when you're dealing with like lots of conflicting conspiracy theory stuff, like it can drive you nuts, right? Like you're like, just what is the truth? Like, how can I get to the bottom of this? Which of these two options that I'm looking at is true? And I'm learning to trust my intuition more, which is what you were talking about last weekend, Nick.
I was talking about it today.
You got to be your own hero.
Yeah. when I was guided by whatever instinct to go to Walmart instead of the other store, that sequence of events wouldn't have happened if I had gone to Kroger. I keep going to Kroger looking for aliens mixing in with us. And
Oh, come on,
okay.
that's a no-brainer. You know they're going to be at Walmart.
Yeah, aliens love a bargain.
yeah. So is Kroger.
Sorry, guys.
Same thing as Kroger. Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
go
just-
to Walmart.
just trying to be-
I'm the weirdest one there most of the time. No, go ahead.
I swear I would love to go on a little road trip with you, Nathan, like just around town. It's so fun.
Wow. I know all the great places for weirdness. I know all the freaky places to go to. I'm specializing on my local area because that's what I got. I mean,
Mhm.
that's my discipline. It tells me, what do I have to work with? Let's do the best with that. And
That's
I
the way,
live here.
man.
I can't drive far. So focus on here. Don't need to go far. And I think the farthest I'm going to go is I want to meet up and talk with Bishop James Long. And I want to go to meet Rebekah the Ghost Guide in North Carolina, which is a little bit far, but still I can do that. And
one day you're going to come out here and do the Antarctic flight from Melbourne.
yeah, I want to be.
Get a close up view.
Hey, Samantha.
Ah, we got a cat.
Yeah, you gotta, give the chat some love every once in a while.
Absolutely.
I put in the. Oh, great! I guess only Nathan can see it. I put in the link to Loyd Pye's book.
When you put the
Yeah, I'll
link
definitely
in,
check that out after the stream. That and the pink book.
let me see here, private chat. Hold on, I can't see it at all.
Okay. Let me go to Facebook.
Hold on, I'm working on it. Oh, here it is, private chat. I got it.
Okay, Loyd Pye.
Loyd Pye.
Loyd Pye. Yeah.
Loyd Pye. Copy link.
Yeah, we had a chance to meet him before he passed away. And he was quite interested in the Sumerian Coven.
Mm. Well, a lot
right.
of people who practice various mystery religions, they're keeping things alive that are like right from the dawn of civilization, aren't they? Like Sumerians, Babylonians. I suspect that there are possibly less kind interpretations of those rites being practiced by the people that run the world. But that's possibly another conversation for another day.
There are those that believe that those that run the world have a divine plan that they've been going through since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's divine or just selfish on such a level that it's hard for us to comprehend it.
That could possibly be.
Possibly born of the distance from everyday people. The more far away you are from regular folks, the harder it is to make humane decisions.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I always, when I think of, the agenda, something always strikes me, that whole adrenochrome thing. As far back as I can remember, reading stories as a kid of history, etc., there have always been these people that had this, weird ass obsession with our blood throughout history and other, the UFO agenda, the UFO studies and mystic studies and things like that. It seems too weird that it was, going on. It's like the pyramids, that they appeared all over the planet.
there's a condition, a congenital condition that's not uncommon in royal bloodlines called porphyria.
Right.
And one of the treatments is blood transfusion or consumption.
Right.
Vitamin D helps too.
Yeah, getting plenty today.
Yeah, you are, you lucky, lucky son of a gun.
Been raining all year, man. This is lovely. This is lovely.
Yeah, there's blood magic, and it seems like that's the reason why. Is our DNA that is in that blood is being quantumly linked, yanked out, or at least imprinted from, like made a copy of quantum using a spell.
Well, it's like copying the source code, isn't it? To build a new program.
Yeah. Now, we know DNA is a physical thing, but there seems to be, just through observation, there seems to be a reason they want to take it, at least observe it. Maybe not consume it, but okay. Cheryl Costa said it. Witchcraft is the application of advanced physics, not the theory of it, the application. And I am there with her on that, because that's where a lot of this comes from. Quantum show, all the anomalies are
Manifestation.
all linked. Manifestation is a big one.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, there was a lot of noise right there.
That was a plane. Sorry about that.
You and your birds and planes. And neighbors.
Yes. We do make our reality with language, don't we? And that's another reason why I recur to, I think language precedes speech.
I don't know.
Language precedes speech.
Even fish make noises to communicate with each other.
Especially when I'm in the pool.
Well, we won't talk about the yellow trail.
No, I just try and catch them like salmon, like a bear.
But they do communicate with each other. And some species even use an electrical signal. So you might say radio existed before.
Well, yeah. I mean, I like, one of the reasons why I like you, Joe, is you often get me to think about some of my things that sound clever in my head. But it's food for thought. Like, absolutely.
That was my job, okay?
Yeah. It's like on the last stream I was on, I said that one of the streamers, I said, I find his disagreeable questions really agreeable. Because it gets you thinking. There's so much I have to learn about this stuff. I'm so excited. I'm like a kid on Christmas morning. All of these things that you guys have known for years, I'm opening them up like a present for the first time.
My way of teaching in the coven followed Aristotle. If you had a question, I'd ask you another question about your question.
Well, he was Alexander the Great's tutor, so it's not bad, like getting an education from Aristotle. Jeez.
Hey, James, did you notice you through one show of that little earlier today with Bo led into this show?
Yeah,
See the connection just now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bo gives off
I just
a good
met him.
vibe. I haven't seen any of his stuff, but he clearly likes a lot of the same stuff we do.
Yeah, I've been talking to him through email all week, and yeah, he's a good guy. And but that one statement of his, resonated all the way into this conversation, as in, everything happens for a reason. He came into the show so that he could hit you with that, so then you could then share it with us. Boom, quantum.
Yep. Yeah.
You're welcome, Nathan. Hey, real quick question, guys. I watched a whole bunch of videos this week, and I know, James, you probably don't know, but what do you guys think of Phil Schneider?
Why do I know that
Okay.
name?
I believe him. I believe him. I believe him like I believe any of these other alien related people. He had part of it. He told his part of it, and there's not enough context to link it all together to what really is going on, because he told part of it.
How about you, Joe?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not aware of him at all, so I'm sorry about that.
Oh, okay. I thought you would be. He's the guy who told the story about what's going on in Dulce, New Mexico.
Okay. It's not the only place with an underground base. So.
Right, but have you heard all the horror stories of, not all of the videos he does talk about the torture chambers under that base.
Right, I've heard about those. I didn't.
Who's torturing who, Shadow?
Pardon?
Who's torturing who?
Aliens torturing humans.
Ooh.
Aliens torturing humans. It's a grisly experimentation. And after the guy, told his story, mind you, he was missing some of his fingers and part of his foot from supposed laser injuries, from being blasted by the aliens. After he tells his story, he then supposedly, while in the middle of a book deal, hangs himself in his hotel room.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'll
there's a
send
lot
you
of
the
very
name.
unusual.
Mind you, this was 30. This is like almost 30 years ago. It's like almost 30 years ago.
Yeah,
But
I saw Grim Desai's comment. Grim, first of all, it's so nice to see you around.
Oh, no way. Grim, how the hell are you, buddy?
But I also agree. Control of love and power.
Glad you could make it, Grim. I got to have a long conversation with you this week.
Yeah, Grim's been on my mind lately because I haven't seen him around.
Yeah, he's such a good guy.
I'm sorry, I'm very bad with names.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's, it's a kind of for me, it's the name stuck for one reason or whatever. But I wanted to get, your two opinions on it, because I went and I talked to somebody else, and we talked about him, and then I wanted to go get the, as much info as I could. So, of course, I scoured the internet and found a bunch of videos and stuff like that. And I'm trying to get his book and stuff like that. And I was just curious what you guys thought.
Sending me down the rabbit hole this weekend. No, I actually am going away with a lot of homework this week.
This one you might not want to go down because it's pretty ugly.
It is very ugly. But you remember the lesser aliens were mistreated.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me. It's a bit of a Connell comment. Connell's siding with the aliens. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it's weird. He didn't show up last night on Max's show, and he didn't show up tonight. He left the game early. He's butchering deer for his occupation.
Yeah.
So that's I get it. It's just
hard work.
It's just it's weird because it's just weird that because he loves being on this show. He loves being on my shows. He loves being on Max's shows, and 3 shows in a row he's Like, wow,
I
dude.
I love my Connell
Even when he
Bear.
was on vacation, he didn't miss this many shows.
Yeah, my understanding is that those deer butchering jobs, he's got to go out like way early in the morning, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that sort of thing. Hopefully he'll rejoin us soon.
So, you guys have any other weird stuff happen to you this week?
Well, you weren't here for the aliens
Weird
coming.
report?
Yeah, you weren't here for the aliens coming out of the street.
Whoa.
Okay, I got to hear this one.
Yeah, lay it on me, String Bean.
Okay, we're talking about nationalities. Okay, not from outer space. I was driving down the street, and then suddenly I had a feeling that I needed to slow down. And as soon as I did, 3 immigrants came out from underneath the sewer. They lifted the manhole cover.
Wow.
What part of the US are you in, Joe, if you don't mind my asking?
I'm in El Paso, Texas.
Ah, so like where people would be moving back and forth. Yeah.
They could in the past, but now, you know.
Why bother? Why bother?
Well,
Okay, that's weird. That's weird because that touches on something I've been wondering about for a while. Have you guys noticed that like all of the lesser developed countries are like evacuating like pristine freaking wilderness areas to come here and elsewhere, you know, like in Europe, etc. But they're like clearing out huge swaths of land to all migrate and leave these wilderness areas completely untouched. Just, we're out of here. Later. Let's go over here.
Well, one of the biggest drivers, the European situation, was us having adventures in the Middle East. I really wish we could have a break from that. You know,
right, but see that kind of ties in with, you know, the whole Stargate over there, and God only knows what's in those jungles that we we can't get to, but NASA sure can look at and go, oh hey, look at this and look at that and look at that. We don't want you to see that, so we'll scrub that. But yet those people are evacuating those areas. Have you guys given any thought to that?
I certainly wish everybody the best opportunity that they can legally get. But as someone who works in immigration and border control, I can tell you that every established country with a rule of law is always being needled by criminal cartels. Always, 24/7.
Right. But how hard would it be for an advanced civilization to manipulate those kind of people as opposed to other kinds of people?
Good point.
Not just that, but how much are people who are struggling used as a wedge against populaces? You know, how much is human desperation leveraged against people?
Well, think about it like this. How easy would it be for flying saucers to start landing, in South America, etc., or even in the Middle East? Exactly. And then those people decide, you know what, this sucks. We're getting the hell out of here. It wouldn't be hard. Even we have technology, through MRAPs and stuff like that to make people want to get the hell out of where they're at without them even knowing why they want to get the hell out of there. And like you said, with all the sightings over there, it would be a great beachhead if people weren't there. If you get the people to get the hell out of there and then, start, landing flying saucers or whatever, it could even, be other, nations doing things like that just to get people the hell out of there.
I'd love to speculate that if they landed here, I would bravely confront and greet them. But somehow I think that would be a terrible folly at the same time.
Yeah, I think the movie Mars Attacks comes to mind. You know,
Sure.
It's
I
just
hadn't
something
thought
that
about that. Yeah, Shadow, I hadn't thought about that. They're leaving all the ancient spots and
exactly
going
to
somewhere
the more
where,
modern spots for what? For what? An iPhone?
yeah.
You know what I mean? How many of us would love to go move somewhere, you know, to where we had, you know, no neighbors and, you know, all kinds of, you know, cool stuff. You know, obviously they got dangerous animals there and stuff. But, you know, how many people like us who've been here wouldn't mind moving to a place where, you know, people leave you alone and, you know, your nearest neighbor is
Well, a lot
5
of
miles
people in
over
the
there.
a lot of people in the kind of Western world are looking for a tree change, right? Like,
Right.
That
You know,
is
and
a
even
really, really good point.
yeah, I
I'm
think
thinking about that.
Nathan hitting on the temples is a big thing.
yeah,
You mean
you
the
know,
water temple?
No,
Oh,
no.
when you mentioned the holy sites in South America,
right.
that's the clincher, because no one's, you know, like there has to be a kind of paranormal dimension to that kind of scale of movement.
Well, think about it this way. It ties into what's his name, Christopher Dunn, and his theory that the pyramids are power plants. Well, what if they want those power plants back? But they don't want people watching, you know, UFOs just hovering over the freaking pyramids, sucking out that energy. You know what I mean? What better way than to get everybody to move the hell away from them in the Middle East, in South America, in Russia, you know, all these places where these pyramids are. Well, what if they're just like, well, you know, there's too many people watching. Let's get everybody to move the hell out, and then we can, you know, flip the switch, get the water running, get that energy flowing, and
I mean,
you know, we can
humans have
power
always
up.
had they've always had holy sites, but not every holy site has an inscription of a man in a primitive spacecraft on it, right? Like,
Right. Mm-hmm. Just one of those things I've noticed lately.
food for thought.
And I did just recently watch a couple of Christopher Dunn videos again last week. I'm doing my research. You know, I don't get out. You know, that's one of the things I envy about Nathan being able to, you know, go. We used to play this game at the airport. I don't know if you guys have ever played it. You're at the airport and you play, you know, Spot the Spy. You know that game? Where you just people watch and you try to figure out which one of them's actually a spy, you know, just going back and forth, you know, doing their thing, pretending to be a normal person, but really they're a spy. Okay. Well, none of you guys ever played that game at the airport?
The best
I don't even
place,
fly.
the best place for that, Shadow, is cafes around embassies.
But I don't get to go out in public much. I get to go out like once a week, you know,
Sure.
and I'm usually so busy that I even forget to play the game, you know, of Spot the Alien, you know, or Spot the Weirdo. You know, sometimes it's not hard because they're right there at Walmart. But you know, Nathan gets to, you know,
Nathan's
go out.
idea of alien watching. That's fantastic. Like,
Yeah, I don't get to talk to them currently, but I know that they're out there. But here comes the whole spirit world coming after me. Ghost over here, next to me, spirit guides, Xena and them, and I'm hearing people talk about this and that and the other thing, and then the force is guiding me to Walmart. So, but no aliens. Literally, I don't know. I think I mentioned it last week. I go to Xena and Sabrina, and I'm like, huh, what if I was to reach out and call to the aliens? They both yelled at me, no. And I was like, okay, fine.
Well, they're not telling me no.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you. You know, once I get through that book, I'll start, you know, hunting them down and seeing what my third eye will show me, because, you know, like I said, I don't get to go out. You know, it's not like I can't. I just, you know
what's incredible, Nathan? Like, I see references to Dicyan everywhere now, and I'd never heard of it before you.
Really? You've never heard of it?
References to what?
Dicyanin.
Oh, really?
That filtering, that visual filtering dye. Yeah. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's a little bit on our kind of level. You know, he's a little bit of a spiritualist. And he's like, I've got to get him. I got to know. I got to get a pair of these. So yeah, interesting. And what I was saying earlier
holidays.
Yeah, that's the time.
I hope this guy that makes him locally makes him again, because he's, as of right now, he's sold out.
Sure, and I mean, like, is that chemical even easy to get a hold of?
No, you have to be licensed. You have to be some kind of, you have to have some license for hazmat or certified for hazmat and a licensed researcher.
Yeah.
Before you're able to legally buy it.
Yeah.
It's like cobalt. Cobalt is not, you know, you have to have a reason for it, and it's controlled. At least, you know, it's not like, you know, weapons and ammunition controlled, but you do
what I
have
was
to
gonna
have
say earlier about Admiral Byrd and high jump is that I was reading a different opinion on it that said that they weren't in conflict with the people they encountered, or they you know, it was just a cleanup mission as described. But the reason they weren't in conflict was that there was no way that they could have even engaged with that level of weaponry and technology. I don't know what happened to the good admiral after his conferences. How was he received? What became of his career later in life?
Well, they immediately tried to discredit him. They said he was snowblind and that you didn't see flying saucers. He even was told, the way he recanted his own story while he was, before he published his book, it seems like he was told, you will recant your story. You will say this.
Yeah.
And then later it came out in his book. I want his book.
Yes, but
and Shadow.
His book is an awful lot of a copy of his trips to Antarctica.
Yeah.
So he.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't help but, you know, think, you know, at least I can't help but think that, you know, that's exactly what they would want him to say. You know what I mean? They would want him to denounce everything that he said, you know, for obvious reasons. You know, it's the usual, you know, you can't talk about this national security line of bullshit, especially back then, you know, when, you know, it would have driven everybody absolutely fucking insane, just like the War of the Worlds broadcast by what the hell was this?
Yeah, absolutely. Orson Welles.
Thank you.
That was very fresh.
Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna tolerate that kind of, you know, another instance of that. You know, people literally killing themselves over just hearing that. You know,
whereas now now the authorities use panic as a tool, right?
Right. You know, there's no way they would let that you know, happen again. You know, so you know, I don't trust, you know, the party line that never happened. You know, it was just you know, it's just rumors and bullshit. I'm like, well, then why hide it so much? Why make it so, you know, so controversial, so taboo? If it's, you know, you got nothing to hide, then don't hide it.
Well, Shadow, this conspiracy theory might get me laughed out the casino, but watching current events without making too much direct reference to them, is it possible to win the land war and lose the economic war? Was World War II really the most clear-cut win-loss situation that we thought it was? I mean, half of those scientists got integrated into the military-industrial complex.
Yeah, well, some of those scientists may be my relatives, so be careful. No, it's
Sure.
no, I was just a joke. Yeah, I mean, and we weren't the only ones. It seems like, it's kind of like 9/11. Regardless of whether you believe, the conspiracies or not, the bad guys got what they wanted out of it.
Lucky Larry, everybody. Lucky Larry Silverstein.
They got what they wanted, which was more control. You can't go to the airport without, being, violated just to try to get on a freaking plane. And then, a couple decades later, now you can't get on a plane at all unless you get violated in a new way, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of like that old adage, follow the money. Well, the bad guys want control over more than anything else in the world. Okay, and every one of these instances leads to them getting more fucking control. So I'm inclined to believe that, they tell us one thing, and whatever that one thing is that they tell us, they end up with more control over us by telling us that one thing.
It's like that Norm Macdonald joke where he's like, I just read this history book here, and it turns out the good guys won every time. How about that?
Right.
Along those lines right there, you say good guys, bad guys, and it seems like they're trying to get us all on the same sheet of music. They're trying to get us all, I mean, just in one way. And I'm like, who does that? Why do they do that?
Yeah.
I remember when they did that to us during an inspection. Before an inspection, the boss is coming, shine your boots, make sure your buttons are black, all that stuff, right?
Just like with what I said about with the migration thing I was talking about. They're getting the same thing. They're getting control, and it's easier to control people if they're all in the same spot. You know what I mean? Kind of like that Logan's Run thing, where you get everybody into the dome cities, and the whole world they think is, it's all toxic and crappy, etc. But no, in reality, it's exactly what they want is a whole bunch of untapped wilderness for them to do whatever they want because nobody's living there anymore. All the people are in the dome cities. Next thing you know, we got gems on our palms of our hands, and we're chanting renew.
There is a case to be made for changing the layout of architecture in cities to better accommodate future problems by putting everyone in an arcology or a built-up city increases the heat and energy footprint of that area to a level that's not environmentally friendly. Whereas,
so let me get this straight.
Your own garden is a different set of circumstances where you're actually absorbing carbon.
So So getting us all to move together to fight climate change and global whatever is
the
actually
heat footprint is insane.
Right.
Of cities, it's really high.
But yet that's what they want is they want us.
And you put green bands between them, and the heat footprint drops.
But yet that's exactly what they're trying to.
Yeah.
Under the guise of doing one thing, they're actually doing the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Right. That tells me that there's something else going on. Here, tinfoil hat time. They're getting.
Well, I really wondered that if the last 2 years was some kind of preparation for something, but I had assumed that it was war. You know what I mean?
Well, you may not be wrong, but it's just maybe a different kind.
Sure.
Right.
The rich versus the
poor.
On
a lot of levels.
Because that's what it.
Go ahead, Shadow.
Well, because that's what's really happening is the rich are ushering the poor into the cities where they can be controlled, while people like Bill Gates buys up all the farmland, and suddenly he's in control of the food, for this country and elsewhere.
And he wants you to eat that impossible meat.
I got some impossible meat they can eat, and it's dangling between my fucking legs. Okay. Yeah, that and the crickets. The crickets. Oh my god. They must think we're
Yeah, I
fucking
mean,
retarded.
As someone who was
yeah,
vegetarian for years, I hate all of that processed garbage. I like plants, and nowadays I like meat as well. But
But you can eat the
that
bugs
factory
too.
stuff, it's no way. Like it's got chitin in it. Like I don't eat that.
Yeah.
That's shellac, dude.
It's toxic. It's fucking
Yeah.
cancer-causing toxic cricket flour that they can take, and
I
what?
have
I'm
enough
sure they know what
unhealthy
they can do.
habits.
I just got one, and
Yeah.
trust me, FBI guys and Bill Gates and your cronies. I'll be dead soon enough. You don't need to rush me along, okay? These healthy, youngsters and stuff. It ain't gonna work. They're gonna figure it out.
yeah.
My son's
Enter the
perfect example.
Starseeds.
Yeah.
They're the
I mean,
ones who,
I tried to look into the
they're the
starseed thing, and they were just
yeah.
speaking a different language, and I just thought, great. I'm glad I don't understand this. I'm glad they have something for themselves. Every
Well,
youth needs
it's
a
not
youth
like a
culture,
language. Well,
and
okay,
an organic
yes,
one
but
is better than a prescribed one.
yeah, they're gonna be bothering. Okay, they're gonna be parenting the ones who will be rebelling because it's too soon. Gen X had their
Yeah.
chance. We had our chance, right? I'm Gen X. We had our chance to try, but we got locked up in student debt, uh, fake health care, and all this stuff. And now here they come,
Mhm.
and it's a blank slate for them, and they have a way different attitude, way different attitude, and it's still too soon though. So they're going to be having the kids that will be
Hopefully.
leading that rebellion.
Yep.
That's just
And my
my
son will be at the
own
head of that.
guess.
My son will be
Yep.
at the head of that charge. You watch, guys. I mean,
Yep.
you've met him. You've seen him. He's not putting up with any of this crap. I mean, he's so far right. He calls me a lefty. Okay.
Well, I think the next evolution for us as people who are kind of more culturally conservative is to kind of move beyond left and right and start bringing
Yeah.
everyone with us and revealing the situation that we're in. I think
Yeah,
I think
and
9/11, even though I'm a little bit obsessed with 9/11, I think tearing the veil off that is key to getting the public to understand.
I can't disagree.
right.
Because in
I
people
can't
of your
disagree either.
generation and mine, that was the day that they started really tightening the screws.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely 100% on that.
And their inner light is getting loud. That's what they're going to put into their kids. Because it's loud now, but they're inexperienced. They're not being allowed to get that experience. When their kids grow up, watch out. I mean, I don't think I'll be around, but who knows? I've been learning a lot about the spirit quantum stuff. So I might just show back up or hang out and watch.
I know it's 2
I'm looking
years.
for naturalistic ways of upgrading myself and lasting a little bit longer. Hence all the plants in my backyard.
My tomato
I think,
plants are still doing
James,
good.
you're the youngest one here. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have the
Luckily,
body
I'm
of
in
a much
a
older
very
man.
agricultural-minded state.
Okay. I know it's been 2 years, but what do you think about the announcement that NASA made about the moon wobbling?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, it's a natural 18-year cycle, but by the 2030s, it's going to be disturbing the ocean.
Well, I'm going to make a call out right now to any ETs listening. Will you turn on the course corrections and the autopilot and make that thing fly right, please?
Well,
My message to them is that it doesn't have to be hostile. We don't have to go down a path where we hurt each other. We can go down a path where we teach each other.
Well, while I respect and appreciate your sentiment out there. Whoa, crap! What the hell was that? Something just rolled off my desk. Having listened to the Phil Schneider interviews and videos, and plus, I've always, had the belief that there are some of those ETs out there, if they're out there, that don't want to play nice.
Well, Shadow, you know me. You know that was my legal disclaimer, so I now can kick the crap out of them.
Okay. I wrote this thing a long time ago. Some of the things that get done or supposedly happen, by ETs, if they were done by me, if I went and tried to, abduct some people in the middle of the night and, do some experiments on them, I would never see daylight again when I was caught. You know what I mean?
Rightfully.
And so so I got to wonder, why is it okay for them to do that? And our government's, it's like, no problem. What do you guys get?
It's like when you're a little kid and you kind of evolve past the stage of squashing the ants and just start watching them build their little nests. And you think it's actually quite nice to just not interfere and observe them living their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we're the little ants, huh?
Maybe from one viewpoint. But the point is, they're throwing a lot away if all we are is hospital waste.
Or food or entertainment or
energy
right. They're missing out on an opportunity, because I agree, peace, if suddenly peace broke out all over the world and throughout the galaxy and the universe, what an incredible place we would live in. But, I know that shit just ain't going to happen. Not yet. Maybe someday.
It'd have to be a universal threat.
Well, not even. It wouldn't even have to be. It wouldn't have to be a threat. It could just be, common sense. If everything, think
greater
about this.
Understanding.
Right. Imagine if everything suddenly realized that if everything else worked together in harmony, as a united, universe, everybody would have everything they ever wanted while they were alive. The end. Period.
On a mechanical level, that's already the case, right? On a quantum level, that's already the case. We are interrelated. We are dependent on each other.
Yeah, but the zebra still has to run from the lion.
Mm-hmm.
True. Very true.
Right, but that could end. That could literally come to an end if everything, at least the intelligent things. Yeah, sure, we'd still be eating meat, but we wouldn't be fighting wars over meat and oil and land. If everything in the universe, cooperated and worked together, there would literally be nothing. There would be no more pain, sickness, hunger, etc., except maybe the animals we eat, they'd get hungry, but we'd never have to worry about those things again. If everything worked together, but it's not going to happen, like you said, either without some sort of threat or revelation or universal, just deciding, what, guess what? We're all going to work together and boom, this is how it's going to be. But
the problem, I guess, is we can't always see and feel those connections between things, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can't see that lattice. And sometimes it's really hard to tap into as well because of everything else that goes on in our lives. So
Well, I'll say it
unfortunately,
again.
you're right.
Enter the star seeds. The star seeds are going to be the ones to show that. They're the curveball. And I don't mean the current ones. I mean their kids. They're going to be the
Mhm.
curveball, which disrupts the entire system of need and oppress and capitalize. And yeah, the stars. I'm just, that is screaming at me
Yeah, I know. I
on
heard it.
the
I heard
quantum
it a minute
level.
ago. I heard it. I heard it. I just didn't want to bring it up because I'm a little skeptical. Because I know how things work right now. I would
I
love
just
for you to
think
be right.
I just think young people need the intellectual space to have something
Stupid.
of their own and their own language and their own exploration. And if it's focused on the spiritual rather than just shelving MDMA up their bums, then that's probably good.
Yeah, because I've thought about it, Nathan, when you mentioned it last week. The way my son, he's so different from every kid in his school, and has always been that way.
Mhm.
He was the only kid who rode a
Yeah.
bike to school for 9 years. He's okay. I told you guys how he got promoted. From rank 1 to rank 3 at his school.
He's
I mean,
Paul
in
Atreides,
JROTC.
dude.
Okay, on JROTC, he went from 1 to 3 in 3 months. Today, his CO told him, mind you, he's only 14. His CO told him next year he's going to make first lieutenant.
Yeah, he's the Muad'Dib.
Yeah.
I'm not even
the kid
joking.
the kid is so different, and if there's more kids like that out there, there might be 1 or 2 where I live, maybe. There's 1 or 2 kids that I know that he hangs out with, on a certain wavelength, but that's it. The rest of the kids are just absolute, just selfish, lesser beings.
Well,
I hate to be like
I
that.
have a neighbor
Cannon fodder.
I have a neighbor who's a young guy, and he often comes
Yeah.
past, hassles me for a smoke. I talk to him, and he does kind of have the Zoomer dead eyes. He's all right, but I do wonder, the more threads that connect us to our organic self, our pre-21st century self, our romantic, natural selves, those threads are really important. And that's part of what informs your son in looking around and going, I'm really satisfied with this kind of life.
Yeah, he's really not.
I want something more than just consumption.
Yeah,
Shuttled around.
Perfect example. Every year I ask him, hey, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? It's like, nothing. You ever heard that from a kid ever?
Yes.
Seldom. Very seldom.
Yeah, I've never heard that. He can have anything he wants. We're not rich, rich, but
Okay.
we're okay. And if he wanted, he could, what do you want? Nothing. It's not like a new video game or a new
Big part
console
of it
or a new
is
phone.
you engage him so much. You know what I mean? And you show
Mhm.
you've always got something new to show him from the shelf,
As well as from my own experiences and things like that.
Yeah.
And every other kid he knows has got a list a mile long.
Yeah.
The last time he asked for anything, it was books. Of course, he didn't read the damn books, but
Yeah, but sometimes owning the book is nice enough.
Well, no, I'm actually terrified he's going to pull an Edgar Casey and just sleep on the books and absorb the knowledge.
Oh, well, he might have that power. He's an unusual cat.
And it's just like the you know the kids at his school, you know, because I go to school a couple of times a week. He rides his bike to school by himself now because he's a big boy.
Mhm.
He doesn't want to be embarrassed. You know, there's other kids that ride their
Yeah,
bikes. You know, but he wants that little time to, you know, hang out with the few friends that he can, you know, tolerate. You know, that don't, you know, just completely disappoint him with their, you know, degenerate, you know, activities. You know,
right.
I don't know when
They're a bit young to
smooching
be. They're a bit young to be getting into like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, aren't they?
Well,
I mean,
they're
goodness, I
not
would
though.
hope
They're,
so.
well, I wasn't. I wasn't. I mean, you know, I was pretty young, but you know, that's all the
Right.
kids. You know, I see every single kid. You know, you could just tell they're either with, you know, a boy or a girl. You know, opposite sex thing, or, you know, not. But they've
Sure.
all got that on the brain, like I did when I was that age. You know, that's all I was thinking about. You know, as a 14-year-old, and you know, every
I
single
went
kid.
to I went to a boys only school, so we just look over the fence, hopefully,
Right,
you know.
right. But he, you know, he's the only one who's like, nah, I don't want any part of that right now. You know,
I think
it's
that's not a
just
bad place. It's not a bad place to be. I mean, he's got his walking buddy anyway. Like,
right,
no.
right. But you know, I'll never find out until, you know, it's like, you know, it's a done deal. You know,
So you're going to your
you know.
grandkid's first birthday? Yeah, I get that.
Well, not that late, I'm guessing, but you know, he just it's not a, you know, a thing. You know, I mean,
Mm.
it's like, I know if I went to his phone or his tablet when he was sleeping, I would find zero porn. Okay.
Well, that's good because I don't think porn is healthy, to be honest.
Well,
I have a
I know, but
I have a really. I mean, it's not like I've never seen it, but every time I do, I'm kind of like, this is just depressing. You know,
no,
it's
I
not.
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
It's just, you know that when you were that age, you know,
Oh,
everybody you knew, you knew
my
people,
eyebrows were stuck to the page.
right, among other things. But
Yeah.
you know, I know without a shadow of a doubt that's like just not. I can't. You know,
He's
it's
just
so.
a higher minded. He's just a higher minded kid who protects his feelings, and I think that's not a bad way to be.
No, it's just so weird for me. You know. Um,
Yeah, because you're a wild man.
well, I was. You know. Now I'm. You know.
Yeah. You go to a
Trying
Catholic
to.
school like go to a Catholic school like I did, you don't get away with any of that stuff. It took me till 15 to kiss some girl on the roof of my school because there was a girls' school visiting.
But yeah, my point is that I know those kids that Nathan talks about are out there, and you
Yeah.
know, I just hope they realize, you know, hey, I'm on your side, guys. You know, you don't
Well,
need to boom or remove. You don't need to
you should
remove me.
share your insight that you really strongly wanted to be an adult when you were young, and now you're an adult. You're regressing into all of your childhood interests.
Oh no, that's not true. I've been like this for decades.
Really?
Oh yeah, I retired at like 35.
Right. So yeah, it was only until about the same age that I kind of came back to all of that stuff, like gaming
Yeah, no, and I've been, you know,
and all of that.
except for
Too
about
much.
except for about a 10-year stint from 18 to 28 that I actually had to do anything, you know, responsible. And after that, every job I had was because I just wanted something to do. And you know, I've been gaming and doing research and stupid shit that, you know, because all my needs were met. You know, not a trust fund baby or anything like that. Just made some really smart decisions, and so no, I you know, I've been very lucky and very fortunate and blessed. You know, with a little bit of, you know,
what's unusual?
real.
Wherever I am, I'm never a short distance from the oldest cemetery in that area. My current place, my last place, and a place that I own in another state, like my income, all near very old colonial cemeteries. I can't turn around without knocking over a headstone.
Well, be careful. You don't want to be knocking over headstones. You know,
Absolutely. You know,
'Cause, you know, now
I went to see my mother's, which is not far away, and like visit her grave and put flowers down and say a prayer and all that, because I don't do that very often. And the headstone was gone,
oh wow.
and I absolutely lost my marbles, because I know where it is just on foot. I've been going there since I was a kid. And I rang the Catholic part of the cemetery, and they're like, "Oh no, we're just doing maintenance." I was like, "Oh, thank goodness." I
Right.
was like, "What the heck happened?" You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That could be. You know.
Yeah, they were just putting someone's name on the other side. You know? Because it's a big cemetery. That's the largest one in the southern hemisphere.
That's weird because both you and Nathan, you know, have that. My dad, when he was, you know, when he passed away, he had donated his body to science because of the polio thing, and he wanted to,
Sure.
do that so that to help people
Yeah,
out.
man.
And my mom did the same thing. So
Mm.
I've never had but one instance to go to a cemetery, and that was for my grandfather right after he passed away. I didn't get to go to the funeral because I was only 10, and they didn't want
Sure.
to put me through that.
Yeah,
But
no, I
then,
had the
years
same.
later,
Yeah.
and I've never been to a cemetery for that sort of reason. I've been before. I used to dig graves. That was one of the
Sure.
hard jobs I actually had, and it was peaceful. I mean, all I was doing was just digging holes. I didn't ever see the coffins or anything like that. Just dig this hole. They showed you how to do it. Boom, 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 boom. I did that for like a summer. So other than that, I just don't do cemeteries. I haven't had an actual legitimate reason. And both you two guys,
I go to cemeteries recreationally. I don't know why. I'm always drawn to them.
well,
I always
Nathan
find them
too.
really
I mean,
peaceful.
not
I always find them really
not in a-
peaceful. It's one of the
not a-
few last pieces of quiet public space there is.
Not the Fort Bliss Cemetery. They wouldn't put a freeway over the top of it.
Oh, no way.
that's not right.
That's terrible.
Yeah, you watch. It won't be long before they just decide, universally, oh, you know what? We don't need these anymore. We're just gonna do something else. Bury them at sea, sun and green them, something like that.
I'd presume that
Talk
over
about
a really
composting.
long time scale, like you would expect cemeteries to disappear. But I'm talking like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. You know what I mean? Like,
There's already discussion about composting people.
right.
Yeah, they have no intention of doing that. If they'll feed us fucking crickets, do you think for a second they'd hesitate to sort of green them up into biscuits for us?
It's already being discussed. Like scientists are already saying if we ate the dead, blah blah blah.
There's a restaurant. There's a fucking restaurant in Los Angeles called the Cannibal Club. What do you think they serve? They legally serve people. It's like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
What, like a scraping of a stem cell or something? Like lab grown meat or like
no,
actual
livers and kidneys and no shit.
Look up the Cannibal. Hold of that.
Washington State 2 years ago began composting people.
Right. See, I wouldn't mind fertilizing a great tree. That sounds lovely.
Right, but if that great tree belongs to Bill Gates, fuck that.
No, absolutely. I mean, I heard Marina Abramovic was one of his spiritual advisors, which is questionable.
See, wow. Yeah, the fact that you know that name blows me away, because that chick is one nasty, evil creature.
Even in a kind of purely atheistic way, she's a bit of an average artist, that's for sure. You know, I wonder about what people consider entertainment or culture once they reach a certain level of comfort. Maybe they don't need that kind of hope and beauty ahead of them. Maybe they feel that they're challenging themselves or getting closer to the ground. I don't know.
Yeah,
Grim says he's been injured. Get better, Grim.
yeah, he hurt himself like 2 weeks ago now, I think.
Yeah,
Said
take
3.
that, man.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One good example of that person that would reach a certain level of comfort is Brandon Fugel. He's a public figure. He's the one that owns Skinwalker Ranch now. And
Right.
he is taken over for Bigelow. Well, what is he doing for entertainment? I think he's doing it partially for entertainment because he's trying to buy his enlightenment down there, and it is not going to work. It didn't work for Bigelow. It's not going to work for him. Bigelow is following the clues. And I think Fugel is trying to capitalize on what he did find, which is some weird stuff, but
So
he's one of
in
them
that
super rich
area,
1% of 1%.
it's alleged that they've found some paranormal activity pertaining to Native American beasts of myth. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Like Wendigo, that sort of thing?
We call it the Dog Man.
Yeah, it's one video I have yet to watch. It's on my list of things to check out.
And where is Skinwalker Ranch relative to the rest of the US? Utah, right. So desert, rocks.
Yes.
Religious ecstasy.
Those weird freaking monoliths that showed up out of nowhere.
Magic underpants.
The stainless steel ones, they were an art project, it seems like.
Yeah,
I heard they were
yeah.
a chicken promotion. I heard it was a commercial.
Okay. I can buy that. However, the skeptic in me has to say, wouldn't that be an easy cover story? Would it be just so easy to just say that? You know what I mean?
You know,
instead of it's actually something. You know what I mean?
I just don't get that hungry looking at a big monolith. Like,
yeah, I thought similar when I was like, oh well, this is too easy of an explanation. What's behind that? George Guidestones.
Right.
Oh, weren't they tacky as well? Above all else, weren't the Georgia Guidestones just the tackiest, most fart-smelling thing that the elite could do? Seriously.
They were.
They looked like they were cast out of bloody 2-part mold. Awful. Up your game. I want to see obsidian monoliths with satanic faces carved into them and flaming eyes.
Go to India.
It's probably hotels for the very rich that are like that inside anyway, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, we just had that with the State of the Union address with the full, Emperor Palpatine. You didn't see that the red. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know who was stage managing that, but they took a leaf right out of Leni Riefenstahl's book. Really, really bad messaging there, but it seems like that administration is incredibly tone deaf.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that I would call it tone deaf as opposed to so completely, supremely confident in their ability to get away with fucking anything. That thing you showed me last night, man.
Oh, right. Yeah. Hammer time.
I went down that rabbit hole for a little bit, and I'm just like,
oh God,
what? How did I miss this? And then, of course, I woke up this morning and saw a bunch of videos on poor Mr. Pelosi's, awful night.
Applying Occam's razor, those two are a pair of hopeless old drunks. Like they really are.
It's like,
She is plastered every time she's on TV.
and he's completely invisible except when he gets in trouble.
Yeah,
Gosh,
yeah,
that sounds like, it's like the Clintons are trying to like emulate them in every possible way.
Yeah, well, it's like the thing you wanna really like apply a lens to her activities. Look at her investments and how they line up with every single crisis. Look at her public declarations of where she's moving her money.
Yeah,
That's
we're in for some weird times.
That's some real special sauce.
We're in for some really weird times in the next couple of months, I think.
She just invested in a company that does anti-radiation drugs.
Oh, jeez, you're kidding me.
No, that's why I'm encouraging you to look. I never joke.
The boss is calling me, so I'm gonna have to let you guys go.
All right.
Okay, Joe, it was absolutely great hanging out with you. Have a great week. I look forward to
you guys too.
It's good.
Can't wait to see you next week, man.
And I hope I've got enough irritating questions for you there.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Watch for the weird.
Take care, man.
All right. The weird. That's the people of the woods. Okay. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Ciao. And then it was just the three of us, smoking gunmen at it again.
Oh, I'll roll one now.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
God, I make tobacco last all week, and then when it gets to Sunday, I smoke so many cigarettes during these streams. I sound like Duke Ellington by the end, you know.
Yeah. So let's talk T-shirts, man. When are we gonna get those T-shirts?
I was actually thinking when I was getting this cup of coffee, I was thinking, logo.
I'm telling you, we got to do the Charlie's Angel silhouette. Charlie's Angel silhouette, but instead of holding guns, we're just holding our cigarette a different way.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Well, I used to smoke a pipe, but I gave all my pipe material to my brother because he loves that stuff, and I'm like, this is very expensive to
That's what I smoke. I smoke pipe tobacco in a filter tube.
Right. Okay.
I bought. I spent I spent a little less than $100 last week, and I got the equivalent. I got the equivalent of 9 cartons of cigarettes.
Right.
Cool.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Cost me $100 a week to buy a pouch of tobacco.
$800.
Tobacco is very expensive in Australia.
And it will last. With the way I smoke, it will last me until the new year.
That's great.
So I'm good. It's everybody I know that does smoke, they spend $10 a day on a pack of cigarettes, and I'm like, shit. If I spent that kind of money, I'd have to go back to work.
Oh my goodness! When I was in the US, I was like, these cheap packets of Marlboro Reds are just delicious. I was like sucking them down.
I quit smoking packs of cigarettes when they were $2 a pack, and I've been rolling. Yeah, I know.
$40,
I know, right?
It's $40 for a full pack of like a reasonable sized packet of cigarettes here. Packet of Pall Malls, $30 or $40.
Holy shit!
One box, one little box.
Yep. 25 cigarettes, $30 or $40 in Australia. Tax and more tax.
Whoa.
I know. That is, dude, that's fucking crazy.
I switched to roll-ups, and one pouch of rolling tobacco costs $100. With the accoutrement, like, papers and filters.
Papers.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Damn.
Okay, you were talking about T-shirts. Well, I am starting a sister show. It's the same show. I'm just downloading it after we're done. Like I'm doing part 1 right now, and I'm putting it up on Rumble because there's less control there.
Yes. No word.
Cool.
I thought we were
And
sailing
I am
close to the
trying
moon with the last
figure out
stream.
how to download from YouTube. I didn't hear you.
We were talking about medical concerns, which are always controversial, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's getting less and less. At least on
Yeah,
YouTube.
well, now that they got what they wanted out of it.
Yeah, well, round 3 or 4, however whoever's counting, is right around the corner with
My
the
aunt
holidays
is-
coming up.
My aunt is going for her 5th. And I'm like, dude, are you sure? But she
I know
lives
the feeling.
She lives in Japan, so things are a little bit different there.
Yes, they are.
She can't really fly. She can't really fly anywhere without doing all that. So.
And Jackie's mom has had 5 and 5, and feels like shit and worse every day.
Mm.
She can't eat hardly any of the foods she used to. She shouldn't anyways with lupus. But I'm just like, you're not. She's not going to see him graduate. And he knows it. That's what's the sucky part about it. It's like, he's,
heartbreaking.
she. It is. I hope he's not watching.
Yeah.
But.
But I mean, she's obligated because of her field, right?
Yes and no. I mean, it's literally biting, hook, line, and sinker into the propaganda. Whereas Jackie and I were like, fuck that, no, thank you.
I think men are more individualistic, a bit more lone wolf in their thinking, whereas women tend to be more like, let's work this out in the public square. And so there are benefits. There are benefits to both approaches, and there are drawbacks to both approaches.
Yep. And it just bums me out because I have all kinds of pretty good ways of showing things and it just deaf ears, man, just deaf ears, just head in the sand, don't want to know, don't want to hear it.
Well, she wants to do what's right, and whatever authority you have at home, you're not the CDC. You know what I mean? Like,
right. But I mean, but she actually had it. She actually caught it twice.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jackie and I live in the same building at the time. Didn't get it, but didn't have the shot. So how do you not do the simple math? It's like, she didn't quarantine herself or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Even if
she tried.
Even if you strip away all conjecture, it just doesn't seem to work that well.
I know. It's emotion versus logic. It's as old as Adam and Eve. We run on logic, they run on emotions, and God help us if it was the other way around. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I think it is. I think women are quite capable of being disturbingly rational sometimes.
Yeah,
all
that's
of my
true.
best
That's true.
managers have been women.
Yeah, some women can make tough decisions. Women are a lot stronger than we give them credit sometimes. I think.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the A issue, are we? Because that's proof positive to the A word that we're not allowed to talk about. Right. Yeah. Let's go back to T-shirts. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna do a really cheesy sketch. Okay. What I need from you guys is your height, so we know who's tallest. Okay. So when I do the silhouette, I can
6 foot 2.5.
Oh shit, you're in the middle.
How tall are you?
5'10".
Really? I would have picked you as a lanklet.
I'm 5'7".
No. Okay,
that's all right.
So
we'll save on holidays by posting you to the destination.
He's not Connell. Come on now.
Oh, Connell,
Con-
you just put
Con-
some air holes in there and a little sandwich, and he'll be all right.
Not with Connell. Not with Connell. It's like hyperspace and space travel. You need more fuel than the ship weighs.
It's astronology, is what it is.
Astronology.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to. We could fit a little 2-inch, 8-inch action figure of Connell in the silhouette. Off to the side.
Oh.
I could just picture a little
well.
Connell action figure. Just like.
Gentlemen, because I don't wish to eat on stream, and because my lovely lady is going to see the Sisters of Mercy tonight.
Wow, that takes me back.
Yeah, it would,
I had like
wouldn't it?
I had 18 girlfriends that all liked the same band.
Yeah,
Go figure.
So yeah,
You can imagine what kind of girls I chased.
There's a lot of overlap in our world, like that Ministry song. But because our dinner's arrived, I'll have to take my leave and pop you on in the background.
Okay. Well,
but it was lovely talking to you.
Thank you for coming on. You have an open invitation all the time.
I will be back.
Okay.
I'll be back
with
a pink book under my arm.
All right.
Just you and me, bud.
Yep. Okay.
It always ends this way.
Yeah, it does. I'm going to go ahead and end the public show, and let's just go backstage.
Sorry, folks, but
I mean,
privileges.
It was a good one. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. And you know what? They're all good.
Yeah.
Okay. One of
whoa, you got a ghost messing with your lights, or is that you?
No, that's me. I'm trying. It's got this funny switch. It doesn't want to work. Yeah, it's freaking retarded.
Hooray for technology. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming to the Quantum Show. We were a bit rambly today, but that's okay.
No, it was a good show. Eh?
Yeah, if that's where the threads take us, that's where the threads take us. And that's where it took us today. So I'm going to go ahead
and be sure to put your shirt sizes in the comments section, and we'll let you know when your shirts are ready. We haven't decided on colors yet, so bear with us.
Yeah, I might just go with some Etsy guy. Say, what do you got in stock left over from the last big sale? Give me them. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead. Yep. Thanks for keeping it quantum. Everybody who listened during the live or is coming and listen to all 3 hours of the replay. So I'm going to be having some stuff happen soon. I'm thinking of logos, t-shirts, and
bumper stickers.
All the swag. Maybe
coffee mugs.
Oh, definitely coffee mugs. Coffee mugs is a must. Maybe some enamel pins. Don't know. But whatever. I don't know yet. Okay. And I haven't mentioned it all this show, but Friends of GUFON, right here.
Really?
All right. Yes.
That's big.
Friends of GUFON. No question. Don't even think that I'm not. I am. I speak for me. Okay. Everybody, thanks for attending. Keep it quantum. Out of here. Till next time.
Have a great week, guys.
Watch your threads. And button.